live from Art Hooper Stadium on the campus of Nevada Union High School. Touchdown Productions, celebrating 15 years of local sports television, is proud to present Nevada Union Minor Football. Tonight, it's the final home game of the regular SFL season. The Nevada Union Miners take on the Roseville Tigers. It's going to be an excellent contest. It's senior night celebration, and all the football action starts right here, right now. It's your NorCal Game of the Week. Miners in town one more time during the regular season. It's the night to honor the senior class as they prepare for an extremely important, a critical, a pivotal SFL showdown tonight. This time it's the Tigers from Roseville. Good evening, football fans, wherever you are across our worldwide audience. Jim Adams, the voice of Nevada Union Minor Football, back from a short 2-week sabbatical and ready to go alongside my friend and broadcast partner, Paul Brown, our producer, director, inside Commander 3 is Shawn Kaschafsky, and of course the rest of the Touchdown Production Sports team. We're in place and ready for tonight's big contest. Paul, if there was ever a must-win, this is it tonight.
You're right there, Jimmy. And after 2 losses, 2 daggers to the heart, for the top 2 teams in Sacramento, the Miners take on the third-place Tigers tonight. And if there's ever been a must-win, tonight's it. If they're going to have playoffs, they got to win tonight.
The Miners continue to improve each week, Paul. Kyle Cota has returned last week, and they almost stole a win from Del Oro, and arguably the best team in the section.
Yeah, and everybody watching that game last week knows that Del Oro is getting beat up by the Miners here. But this week, the Miners, you got to say that they played well last week, and the fans were on the edge of their seats until that final gun. And tonight, well, I'm expecting the same kind of intensity, and I'm expecting a win.
Additionally, tonight's senior night, we're going to honor those senior players. They have been honored before the game, and while we're here at NU down in Auburn, the Placer Hillmen are playing the Colfax Falcons tonight for the PVL Championship. Marty Mortensen, Rick Elwood will bring you all of that action as the season begins to wind down towards the playoffs. Both teams in big must-win situations this evening. So we are recording 2 great games for you tonight, Nevada Union Roseville, Placer Colfax, and we hope you enjoy them. Whether you're watching on NCTV Comcast 11 or Sunlink 16, or perhaps on the web at nevadacountytv.org, remember to join us every Saturday and Sunday at 8 p.m. for the latest football action. We've got a classic one here for you tonight. It's Nevada Union and Roseville. It's a must-win for the Miners, and it's coming up next on the Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
And your managers and trainers, Bridget Dolan, Nicole Stuckey, Jason Fox, Lauren Young, and Michaela Reese.
There you see Race Lucas down there on the field working with his offensive lineman. Interesting situation tonight, Paul. Before we talk about the Miners, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about these Roseville Tigers.
Let's talk about the Tigers. The Tiger team, Jim, in my estimation, as you see them there in the orange and white, are a bit underrated. They have an excellent quarterback. His name is Zach Kunan, and he threw last week 92 yards. He was 7 for 17 last week. He, behind excellent running by his lone back, Casey Lambert, 18 carries for 120 yards. Lambert is going over 100 yards on most games, so very potent offense that we'll see tonight from the Rockland Tigers. But also, their defense takes advantage of turnovers and creates turnovers, and that's the reason why they are now 5-2 overall and 2-0 in league. So the Miners tonight, after taking a loss away to Granite Bay and taking a loss here at home, both games very, very close. Have to get by the Tigers tonight, and it's going to be a challenge, no doubt.
Let's take a look at the Nevada Union side of the field. As we talked as we talked about, this has to be a breakout night tonight for Nevada Union. We'll do a little bit more analysis in just a moment. We'll get you ready for tonight's contest. We'd like to remind you you're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Minor Football. This is the Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
Mike Bratton is the neighbor you can count on for your most important insurance decisions, 24 hours a day.
The first step begins with a phone call. Hi, I'm Mike Bratton, your good neighbor State Farm agent, and I look forward to hearing from you. Since 1984, my team and I have been educating clients and developing long-term relationships through personalized and professional guidance on their insurance programs. We will put you in the driver's seat and strive to enhance each encounter you have with us.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Gold and silver are more important as a part of your investment portfolio more now than ever before. There's inflationary pressures. China alone could push the gold price more than double from $1,000 to $2,000 an ounce. Hi, my name is Jason Hommel and welcome to the JH Mint. Here at the JH Mint we have all sorts of gold and silver. We have about 200 ounces of gold. We have about 20,000 ounces of silver or more in stock. We also assay or scrap gold jewelry and placer gold, and we will be here for all of your gold and silver investing needs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Welcome to Grass Valley Glass, family owned and operated by the Stallman family since 1989. Grass Valley Glass is your local expert in the repair of single and dual pane windows. And don't forget about your auto, truck, or motorhome. Grass Valley Glass also offers same-day repair or replacement on all your auto glass needs, and we work with all insurance companies. Remember, if it's glass, it's Grass Valley Glass.
The Painter family's been feeding Nevada County football players and their families since 1959. October marks 52 years of service to our community. At SPD, you'll always find USDA choice beef and a full-service meat department, complete deli section, locally grown produce, and a post office. Everything you need that makes SPD so special. SPD Markets, hometown proud, where your neighbors shop.
Grass Valley Eye Care has been serving our community for over 10 years. Grass Valley Eye Care is the only optometrist offering evening appointments on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as well as Saturday appointments for your convenience. We carry a wide selection of frames, have an optical lab on site, and our new Vizio office machine is the latest technology in corrective lenses. So whether it's contact lenses, glasses, or complete eye care, let Grass Valley Eye Care assist you with all your vision needs.
And indeed, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is a must-win. For the Miners to be able to make it to the playoffs, they'll have to win out. But let's take it one game at a time, and tonight is Roseville. We'll be back for the opening kickoff in just a moment. This is Nevada Union Football on the Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
We got the very best sliced fresh reputation. Select meat and cheese and veggie celebration. Fresh baked bread is such a temptation to make Port of Subs your destination.
Make Port of Subs your destination for the Rockin' Classic Pilgrim Griller. Tender butterball turkey, stuffing, and cranberry sauce, all grilled to perfection.
A deal of a meal that's an inspiration to make Port of Subs your destination.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations and thank you for keeping your business local.
The Beam Center joins forces with Admiral Electric to offer you electrical services for your home. In the foothills, your power can go out at any time and be out for days. Plan ahead with the Beam Center and a Generac home generator. From an easy, safe manual transfer switch to a complete automatic standby system, the Beam Center specialist won't leave you in the dark. It's all at the Beam Easy Living Center.
Hi, my name's Mark from Swayze's Public Wholesale. at 140 East McKnight Way. At Swayze's, we have all kinds of automotive tools. We have all kinds of fasteners, 3 different pitches of metrics. We have safety equipment. And don't forget our glove world. We carry over 600 styles of gloves. If your canopy was damaged this winter, we have all the parts and supplies to fix and repair it or expand it. It's Swayze's Public Wholesale. We have everything you need for everything you do. Open every day, 8 to 5 on the weekdays, open till 4 on the weekends.
B&C is your neighborhood home and garden center for both builders and consumers. They carry everything you need. In their garden center, you'll find a complete nursery along with expert advice on trees, shrubs, perennials, and garden enhancements. They're open 7:30 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 8 to 5 on Sunday. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center in the Fowler Center, Grass Valley.
So here we are. We're ready for the kickoff tonight. A must-win for Nevada Union, their biggest game of the season. Tonight, very important that they prevail in this contest for a number of reasons. One is they've got to get off the schneid as it relates to SFL action. The other one is that in order to stay alive, they must run the gamut. They must win the next 3 weeks. And so here we go. The Humphers brothers deep. Gabe on your right, Hank on your left, and we are just about ready to start this game. High and deep. Hank is going to let it fall. I think it went out of bounds. Let's see. And now they're signaling a touchback. I don't think he knew exactly whether it went out or not, because he went back to initially signal it looked like that it had gone out of bounds, but instead the Miners will start at the 20.
So, Jim, let's talk about the Miners and what they need to do tonight. Tonight, I think they need to get ahead. Let's get out in front of this team. It is a notably hot offensive team. They're going to throw the ball a lot. So I think the Miners need to come out right now swinging and get a score here early.
Dickinson in the backfield. This is to Gabe Humphers. Gabe trying to sweep the right side. Gets knocked out of bounds for a nifty gain. And let's see where they mark it. It's going to be marked at the 27-yard line, so a 7-yard game to start it off.
You know, what Phil's saying, Jim, you don't want to play a team, a good football team, after a loss. And that is exactly what the Tigers are facing here. You got to know that the Miners are coming out swinging.
Kyle Cota under center. Man in motion is Gabe Humphers. Back to pass, throws, man open. That's Gabe Humphers. It is complete. They try to drag him down, and he's finally taken out of bounds, but the Miners pick up their first down of the evening. And, you know, Paul, I think we're going to see a lot from Gabe Humphers tonight.
It could very well be. You know, Gabe is one of the cornerstones of this team. Let's face it, if you had to pick the 3 best players on the team, Gabe would have to be in that conversation. He does it on defense as well as offense. He needs to have a big game, like you say, Jerry.
And the Miners need to move this ball. Handoff up the middle. Nice gain again, but shut down quickly. Led by Kevin Monson for Roseville. And it's only a 2-yard gain. Bring up a 2nd and 8. Early moments here of the first quarter. Miners on a drive. Back to pass. Now throws. Has a man open. Complete. It is Josiah Pay for another Miner first down. Just barely into Roseville territory.
I love the way Cotta, that time, looked short, and then before he let it go to his cutoff player, he went long and found Josiah, who was wide open on the outs. Nicely done. Good quarterback play.
Ball right at midfield. Miners moving the ball in an efficient manner so far. Single back is Dickinson. Back to pass again. He's looking deep. Now has to roll to the right. Needs to get away and does. Now he's going to run. Nice gain on the play. Almost gets first down yardage to about the 42-yard line of Roseville. And the Miners have ventured into Tiger territory.
Another good play by Coda that time, Jim. You see the way he looked down the field and made good decisions. Didn't throw it into coverage and then used his legs to get the first down. Nicely done.
So that's going to be a 2nd down and 2. Tanner Vallejo in, and I would expect to see him more at running back tonight, and he is right behind Coda. Second man through, first down yardage. Miners again inside the 40 of Roseville. Gabe Humphers on the carry.
Moving the chains again, Jim, and this is exactly what the Miners were looking for. Good ball control, getting down the field.
Again, Vallejo in the backfield, but again it's Humphers. Another first down gain on the play. Humphers getting a lot of yardage on this first drive for Nevada Union. And Paul, as you said earlier, you cannot underestimate the importance of getting some points here early, something they haven't done really efficiently the last couple of weeks. First and 10, 10:38 to go in the first quarter. The running game working reasonably well, and another nice gain on the play.
You know, the Tigers said you have to really stop them. They're getting big chunks of yardage, Jim. If they're not getting it up the middle, they're being sliced and diced by Coda on the pass play, who was 3 for 3.
And Paul, another 6-yard gain there. So 2nd and 4. Back to pass, over the middle. Nice completion, first down again. Very efficient pass play that takes the Miners to about the 10-yard line.
Great control offense here, Jim. You gotta like what you see so far.
Connor Fuller on the reception. 10 minutes exactly to go in this first quarter. We're still in the opening moments, but the Miners driving nicely. Into the game comes Hank Humphers. And a handoff goes up the middle to about the 2-yard line. And there a Roseville player, number 44, punches a Miner. And the official looked like he was right there. McCory Ledeski, Nate Dickinson on the carry.
And found some hole up there, Jimmy, and he just wove his way through, but I don't know what the punch is all about.
Did you see that, Paul?
I sure did. It's pretty obvious to everybody.
And it looked like the official was staring right at it. But here's the here and now. First and goal, Nevada Union. Handoff to Tanner Vallejo, but he's going to come up short.
Forgot about where they were going that time. Everybody, that was student body right, trying to run right over the guard, and nothing happened there.
Miners having eaten up 79 yards of what they need to be an 80-yard drive. 2nd and goal from the 1.5-yard line. Again, Vallejo in the backfield, but here's Gabe Humphers. There's the option to Gabe. Touchdown, Miners! Coda dishes it off at the very last second to Gabe Humphers, and Gabe finds pay dirt.
That's exactly what the Miners needed to get started here, Jimmy. They got into the end zone on their first possession, drove down the field, 8 minutes and 46 seconds, used a big chunk of the clock up. This is exactly the kind of Miner football they wanted to play.
A surprisingly efficient drive to start this game, and hopefully it will set a tone for the evening. Ball is spotted and kicked and good. So a look at the scoreboard. We have burnt 3 minutes and 14 seconds. We've got 8:46 to go in the first quarter, and the Miners lead 7-0. And Paul, and here is you can see our beam center scoreboard. Paul, this is exactly the way the Miners haven't started the last several games. A good, efficient opening drive.
And they look strong both on the pass and the run. I'm expecting to see more. I would think of the same, Jim. Coda has a great presence of mind. We know he's an accurate thrower, but he's looking over the field and getting plenty of time to throw. Those are big factors when it comes to beating a team as good as these Tigers.
I know that it's early on, Paul, but on that first drive, the Miners shredded the Roseville defense. They did not have an answer for the run nor the pass.
Well, you're going to see what kind of adjustments they make when they get back on defense again. But right now, we're going to see a very potent Tigers offense come on the field.
Cody Linder deep along with Tommy Pellini. Drayton Sill kicking off for the Miners. High and deep, and he takes it in the end zone for a touchback. So Sill does his job, and Roseville will replicate the exact field position that Nevada Union had on their first drive, starting from the 20-yard line.
In the backfield, we're going to see number 25, Casey Lambert, who is their quality back, 18 carries last week, 102 yards. He is their workhorse. We're going to see him carrying the football. And, of course, like we talked about in the pregame, we're going to see Zach
Cunha. So Cunha in the shotgun. And on the first one, the ball pops up, broken play, and the Miners are going to take it for a loss. And bobbled it a couple of times, which ensured that he wasn't going to be able to use Lambert, who was in motion. No huddle offense. Second down. Grady Allen is repositioned by Cunha. And he's back to pass. And he looks over the middle and throws incomplete. His intended receiver, Casey Lambert, had fallen down, but on the play, Tanner Vallejo was right there. That is the Tanner Vallejo who had a whopping 21 tackles last week.
Vallejo last week, Jim, was the man on defense. He was the man. He was everywhere, and he was a man possessed. We easily could have given him the player of the game last week, but I'll tell you what, let's hope he has the same kind of game this week.
So 3rd down and 12. So a big defensive play early on for Nevada Union. Back is Cunha. Lots of time to throw. Throws long. Man over the middle. Incomplete. Batted away by Gabe Humphers. Excuse me, by Tyler Houlihan.
That was Houlihan back there. Houlihan made a great adjustment right at the ball as the ball was coming right into the receiver. He turned with the left hand and batted it away. What a great play by Houlihan. And better yet, it's 3 and out for the Tigers.
Wow. So early on here, now special teams for the Miners get to take over, and you're going to see Ian Davis back with Houlihan. And now the Miners take time out. 8:05 to go in the first quarter, and from the Miners sidelines, Paul, they really couldn't have scripted this start much better.
Absolutely not.
And let's take a moment here while we have a timeout to take a look at the SFL standings. Paul, walk us through
All
it.
right, we're talking about, of course, the perennial leader, Del Oro, on top, 2-0, Granite Bay and Roseville, all 2-0 for league. There's our Nevada Union Miner. And you know what? Look at the downside of this. We got 3 teams at 2-0. We have 3 teams at 0-2. Still time for the Miners to get into a playoff situation. Of course, they had to play the 2 best teams, perhaps, in the league, the first 2 games of league play. But that is your Sierra Foothill League standings.
And so deep is, and there's the Pioneer Valley League standings.
We'll come back to that.
So kicking are the Tigers over his head, and that will be a safety. So Nevada Union picks up 2 points, and the lead goes to 9-0.
And Joe, I don't know if you see it or not, but the Roseville Tigers seem to be a little bit rattled.
Well, you know, it may be that way, because I've got to tell you, I've never seen the Miners so intense at a pregame meal, and I've never seen their walkthroughs go as fluid as they did tonight. Dave Humphers delivering an extremely inspirational message. Race Lucas and John Keith both getting up and talking about what it's like to be a Miner, and then they come to the walkthroughs, and the walkthroughs were as polished as they ever could be. And this team really seemed prepared for this critical match before the commencement of tonight's game.
Jim, let's go back to the beginning of the season. This is a good football team. This is a good football team. They played 2 of the toughest teams in in the SFL to start the season, and they darn near beat them both. They lost in the last 50 seconds of both of those games. We were talking about going to state as the season started. This team is good, and I'm waiting for this machine to show up and roll over an opponent. Maybe tonight's the night.
And I'm going to tell you this, Paul. I can remember, I know we can't live in the past, but in 2004, the Miners had to come on strong late, barely made it into the playoffs, played every playoff game on the road, went and surprised all of their opponents, made it to the sectional championship game, played a farly superior St. Mary's, and lost by 5 points. So this team is very capable, and as you mentioned, both of those last 2 weeks' games could have gone either way.
So I thought after a safety, you punted the ball.
Well, you have the choice of punting or of kicking off. So for the Miners, this should be pretty good field position. Let's see what happens here. Oh, and it's a kind of a bloop punt, and that goes out of bounds, so the flag goes up. So where do they put this ball?
I believe they're going to get a 5-yard penalty, and this may go on, say, the 45-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. It went out of bounds at about the 41.
Now
39.
I know what happens in the case of a ball that goes out of bounds on a normal kickoff from the 40-yard line, but they may penalize them another 5 yards and make them kick off from the 15. Nope, they're going to place the ball at the 45 of Roseville, so an incredible opportunity for Nevada Union.
Great field position after getting 2 points.
And so Coda needs to come on the field, and he needs to orchestrate a second drive that is as efficient as the first. Ian Davis comes in, Gabe Humphers comes out. Miners drove 80 yards on their first drive. In motion is Josiah Pay, but he's going to pass. Throws over there, has a man open, but incomplete. Very nice play, deflected away extremely adeptly by number 9, Brandon Butler.
Offlines was open, but Butler came over to make a good play that time.
And the ball thrown a little bit lightly by Coda there allowed Butler to move into place.
I don't know why he's passing on first down. I don't want to be skeptical here, but let's see how this plays out.
So second down, this is a handoff, trying to find a lane, gets one. Flag comes into the play, usually in an area where it could be holding, but it may also be a face mask. And so, nope, it's against Nevada Union. So the second down, the third down and short will become a second down and 18. So holding against the Miners.
Despite the holding call, big opening, big hole for Humphers through there.
Connor Fuller checks in, already with 1 reception tonight. Coda, his second week back after suffering a fairly serious concussion. Back to pass. Now throws long. Man out in front is Gabe Humphers, and that has to be no call.
Boy, he was mugged out there. Humphers was mugged out there, and he was hit just before the ball got there. The defender did not turn around and try to play the ball.
That is amazing. So for the Miners, third down and 18. 7:22 to go. If that ball had been thrown a little bit farther, Paul, I think that would have been 6 points.
Yeah, a lot of error with that ball that time. Not as good as Spiral as we usually see out of Coda.
And the Miners are going to take their second time out of the first half. So I wish we had a replay of that last play because and let's take a moment and take a look since we have a second time out here, Paul. Let's look at the PVL standings.
And we're going to see the Colfax game against Bear River here the next couple of weeks. Colfax leading the league, as you can see, 2 wins and no losses. They're 7-0. They were an absolute juggernaut this year in the PVL. Placer follows only with one overall loss, and so that matchup will be coming soon. Center 1-1, Lincoln 1-1. There's Bear River. We had such high hopes for Bear River. They're 5-2 now overall, but haven't won a league game, so we're going to keep an eye on them. We're going to get scores from Bear River tonight. Marty Mortensen will be sending us those scores, so we'll keep an eye on that.
And Bear River, in exactly the same position as Nevada Union, must win tonight.
Absolutely true. And another darn good football team without a league win.
So 3rd down and 18. We'll see what Coda has up his sleeve here. Back to pass. Here comes the rush. Steps up. Throws. Incomplete. Thrown a little bit behind Ian Davis. So on 4th down, the Miners bring in the punt team. And deep for the Tigers is Cody Linder. Cody Lindner, one of their leading, and with Grady Allen. And he gets it away. High kick. Takes it. Tries to get away. There comes a flag in. This will be negated. And a deadly hit there on Tyler Houlihan, and let him run into the end zone and celebrate. But this is not going to be a touchdown for Roseville. Boy, Tyler Houlihan was undressed.
He was the ham and the ham sandwich that time as he was put on his shoulders.
But perhaps even more disturbing is what Roseville parlayed that punt into.
It's true. They showed some speed and they showed some team coordination, and they set the screen up and the shield down the right-hand sideline. They will come back. It looks like the ball's going to be placed somewhere around
the 9. It'll be a 91-yard penalty in essence, because you take the touchdown away and you put the ball on the 9-yard line. And so the Miners very fortunate in that situation. And for the Tigers, we get our chance to see them in their second possession of the evening. So for the Miners, they really felt tonight that defensively they could keep up with this juggernaut, this Tigers team who leads the SFL in scoring. So 1st down. Miners jump, and it's going to be, instead of a 1st and 10, probably a 1st and 5. And it will be.
The Miners definitely jumped off sides. 6 minutes, 57 seconds here. Still left in the first quarter. Miners up by 9-0 here early. Exactly what they wanted to get started in this game tonight.
So 1st and 10 becomes a 1st and 5. Handoff up the middle. Some decent yardage. Not sure if that was a 1st down. I don't think it was. The official gives a warning to Tobin Gramick of Roseville after a somewhat late hit offensively. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 1.
Big Austin Marks on the tackle, number 72, coming in from his right side defensive end, coming down the line to make the tackle.
Austin getting more and more play time every week. So a 2nd and short, twin back offense. And this time back to pass. Throws long, out in front. Man is there. Completion. And drops the ball. Okay. Oh, and they got it. Here comes the Miners back the other way now. Gabe Humphers with the ball. He needs some blocks. He's going to cut to his left now. He's got a lane. If he can get a block from behind. And he takes it into Tiger territory to the 47. And Nevada Union takes a lemon and makes lemonade of it.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Cody Lindler with the catch that looked like it could be 6, but the pursuit was not only good, it was excellent, causing the fumble. Humphers comes up with it and heads back the other way, and the Miners now have the ball inside Roseville territory. Everything has gone Nevada Union way in this first quarter.
Absolutely true. Lindler caught himself an absolutely jaw-dropping pass over his left shoulder, right on the sideline. It was as precision as you ever see in Division I football, and then decided to just drop the ball.
So here's the Miners again. Handoff is to Josiah Pay. Josiah is going to log about 5 yards on the play. And this Tiger defense is hitting late. They're holding players down with their knees. And so far, I guess since they're getting away with it, they surely can continue to do it. 5:40 to go, first quarter action. So 2nd and 5. Back to pass, nice screen over here on this side. It's Dickinson. Dickinson with first down yardage and breaks deeper into Roseville territory. Takes the ball to the 37. First down, Nevada Union.
Great play call by Coach Humphers. He took advantage of a very aggressive rush and very aggressive blitzing linebackers. Dropped the screen off and found the first down. This is good precision passing in football now.
Ball at the 36. Coda, quick drop, throws over the middle, hit Comfers right in the numbers, but popped out incomplete.
I don't think Dave was ready for that one, Jim.
Didn't look like it.
No, he wasn't expecting the ball.
And Paul, I'm kind of with you. The running game has kind of set up the passing game, and here we have a pass that's an incompletion, and now it kind of forces the Miners' hand to continue to pass to gain the next 10 yards. 5:10 exactly to play. Handoff up the middle. Dickinson breaks to the outside. First down yardage. Going deep inside the 20 to about the 15. First down Miners. Flag comes down for a late hit.
Nate Dickinson, where did he come from all of a sudden? That was a brilliant play. He picked his blocking and he wove his way wide to the outside. Beautiful run by Dickinson, who we haven't seen all that much of this season.
That's the good news. The bad news is he comes off the field limping. I talked to Nate before tonight's contest. He was totally ready to go tonight. Dickinson, and I guess the penalties against Nevada Union.
I don't know where it would be. Are they going to give him a holding call? Did you see the call?
Well, it's still a first down. Holding against the Miners.
But you will move the chains.
And so the ball at the 24. Single back offense. Here's a run on the right side. Decent game for Nevada Union.
Ian Davis that time bringing the ball up to center. And we're being brought brownies inside here.
And we're starving to death, Paul. Let's face it. And the insufferable Lynn Dominguez brought us those. That's the Lynn Dominguez, as in married to Gil.
Thank you, Lynn.
We know she will go to heaven. There's no doubt in our mind about that.
So if there's any chewing in the mic or there's a pause in the game, that's the reason.
An injured Miner timeout is taken. And that is Eli Butcher, one of the offensive linemen for Nevada Union. A lot expected of Eli tonight. In fact, the coaches were talking, Paul, before tonight's game, and they were saying that they really think that the Miners have come prepared tonight for this to be their breakout game. Now, it's kind of interesting that you talk about having a breakout game this late in the season. You kind of have it a little bit earlier on, but, I think they're saying to themselves, hey, let's get some momentum going and see where it takes us.
Butcher being taken off the field now. Looks like he's going to walk off pretty much under his own power. A little bit of a limp, a little bit of a help.
5K walk starts at 8:30. It's a great way to start out.
Yeah, I think Eli's going to be okay. Let's see if he
right here at Hooper Stadium.
can shake off whatever it is.
Big Alex Sarner, number 54, at the top of the screen, along in with Tanner Vallejo. And so here the Miners go on 2nd down and 6. Again back to pass. Now throws it to the end zone. But that ball could have been intercepted.
Throwing it into coverage that time. Skoda is trying to force the ball in. Hoffheinz was out there, but he's really not throwing that kind of pass tonight. I think he'd be better off to stay in that 10 to 20-yard variety. All three of the long passes that he's found in the gym have had a little bit of air on them, a little bit of a dead curl-like look to them. So.
Well, and there was Hoffheinz in double coverage, Paul.
Absolutely, it's really coverage.
So 3rd and 5. Back again. Here comes the rush. Throws over here. That's complete to Hoffheinz. Tries to get away, but the move didn't help the Miners any. And Jake Hoffheinz takes the ball down to where it will be 4th and 2.
You know, I think he lost a little yardage trying to gain some yardage, and he came back beyond or behind the first down marker. They're only about now 4th down and maybe a foot. So it'll be a 4th down, and they'll try to pound it, I would imagine.
So a first big offensive play in this series for Nevada Union. Inside 4 minutes to go. Tanner Vallejo in the backfield. Now a dual back offense, and it looks like maybe the Tigers jumped off sides.
Tigers making a mistake.
And they are.
Hard count.
So that's happened to both teams tonight.
Miners picking up the first down.
Well, I gotta say, Jim, it's early in the game. We've got 3 minutes and 42 seconds left. If they can score here, they're on their way.
There it is. Nice draw up the middle. But a flag comes in. The back judge has to throw it.
I'm not sure what this could be. Is this another hold?
I would imagine it's where you would normally find a hold. But Connor Fuller is signaling, it's holding against Nevada Union. So a great run by Tanner Vallejo is negated by a holding call. And so what was a 1st and goal from the 9 becomes a 1st and goal from the 19. What would have been a 2nd and goal from the 1 becomes a 1st and goal from the 19.
I think Connor Fuller put his hands up because the call was on him, and he was saying, what did I do? This is crazy.
So Coda needs to now orchestrate the drive to get him into the end zone. There's the pitch. And Gabe Humphers is going to be, throws a pass. Incomplete. Well, that was a strange one.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one all season. Humphers, I think, wanted to throw the ball from the time that he got the pitch, Jim. It was a design play to throw the ball in the end zone, but again, he's throwing it into a hard of coverage. I think it was ill advised. You need to throw that ball away.
Well, and the Tigers stayed home excellently. 3:26 to go in the first quarter. Back to pass. Now it's going to throw long. And that ball's out of bounds, incomplete. It was intended for Hoff.
We're going to have a roughing the quarterback after the play, and Coda is clearly shaken.
Well, you know, this has been a chippy holding against Nevada Union.
Coda is upset. Coach Humphers is talking to the side judge. I'll tell you what, Coda took a lick after he released that ball, and now they're saying it was holding.
Well, this crew is sure getting good use of their hankies tonight. They surely can't keep them in their pockets, and so it'll now be a 2nd and goal from the 35-yard line.
I believe that's the 4th holding call for the Miners. When you don't win football games, you're constantly going backwards 15 yards.
So let's see what Coda can come up with here. 2 wideouts on the left. There's a wraparound draw. Breaking up the middle is Dickinson. Dickinson taken down inside the 30-yard line to about the 28. That's still a long ways to go.
Dickinson. On the stop, number 54,
Dominic Hernandez on the tackle for the Tigers. And Fuller comes out, and as he exits, Jason Mickle comes in. 2:50 to go in the first quarter. Dickinson right next to him. Pass blocking. Now being surrounded, and down he goes. And boy, the Tigers sure like to put an extra lick on him, and as long as they're not going to be called for it, they'll continue to hit him hard. And another Miner is down. Forrest Good is now down.
Injury timeout.
Another offensive lineman down. This is going to hurt. We're really going to test the backups tonight. We have seen great play out of Forrest Good all season long. One of those guys you don't call their name very often because he's in the offensive line, Jim, but he is down on the field with his helmet off, which isn't good.
Well, and so for the Miners, a drive that had gone to the 9 and then to the 1.
Oh, this is not good.
And there you see Forrest Good there on the field. Dr. Curtis has, I believe that's Dr. Curtis, with his back to us. And there you see the Roseville Tigers. They came in with a real chip on their shoulder, playing an extremely physical game tonight. And some of it right on the edge, and you wonder if at some point there might start to be some penalties against the Tigers. But for now, Forrest Good being attended to. And unfortunately, Good is not getting up.
No, he's not, and they're dealing with his left leg down by the ankle.
And now they're getting him up to take him off the field. But he can't put any pressure on that right leg. And Humphers, there you see Dave Humphers talking to the officials, a little bit astounded with some of the calls here early in the first quarter. Went up to Tyler Houlihan shaking his head. And Dave almost has to be turned back by Hank Humphers. But for the Miners now, it's going to be 4th down. And Tyler Houlihan, who has averaged a little bit more than 40 yards per punt, is now set to punt the ball, and back to receive is Grady Allen. There it is, and then he pooches it, but it's a very poor pooch.
Let's see where they spot this. Maybe spot this. Well, they're actually going to give him the 15-yard line, so...
Boy, that's very fortuitous.
I agree.
They got an excellent spot there. I can't believe that is accurate, but... the Miners are extremely fortunate. We have played a 50-minute first quarter, 2:25 to go. So first down, handoff. Oh, great penetration by the Miners. Now they need to get him. Circling around backwards. Gets one block right there, but then the Miners take him down for a loss.
Looks like about a 4-yard loss. Ran a long way, didn't get away.
And that was Casey Lambert again. 2-yard loss. 2 minutes exactly to go in the first quarter. So a 2nd and 12. 2 wideouts near side. And a man goes in motion. I think that's going to be 5 more yards against the Tigers.
Against the Tigers.
1.5 minutes to play in first quarter action. We're bringing this to you from Hooper Stadium, a big showdown for Nevada Union and Roseville. Nevada Union playing to stay alive, leading 9-0. Back to pass. Not much of a rush. Now throws long. Houlihan turns around at the right time. The ball is way overthrown on the play, and it is incomplete. The intended receiver was Brandon Butler.
Is there any doubt about the accuracy and the strength of Zach Kuhn's arm? My goodness. He throws it out there, Jim, 50 yards like it's nothing. Obviously, this Tiger team relies a lot on the long and deep pass and the athleticism of their wide receivers, because we've seen a lot of it tonight.
Well, and the Miners are going to have to contend with that all night, Paul. But right now it's a 3rd and 17. Could we get another one of those snaps over the head of the quarterback? Back to pass, throws over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down. So another efficient defensive series for Nevada Union.
He wasn't ready for that pass. Timing was way off. He hadn't even taken a break when that pass went past his head.
Well, and here's another position, Paul, where the Miners should get some good field position. Houlihan deep with Ian Davis.
You need to see that team come on the field that is so well orchestrated early in the game.
Flag goes down, and that's going to be offsides against Nevada Union in a penalty-laden first quarter. There's the snap, gets it away, line drive kick, and Davis calls for a fair catch. I think he might have been able to do something with that kick, but took the fair catch instead. And the Miners, again with excellent field position, set up shop at their 48-yard line.
Ball's on the 48-yard line, 1st and 10, Nevada Union. 1-1 left to go before.
Niners coming back on for offense. They're down 2 of their starting offensive linemen. We'll try to get the numbers and the names of those replacements.
And so for Nevada Union, another crucial series, double backfield, gives it to the first man through. And in fact, it was the second man through and buried for about a 2-yard loss. Gabe Humphers on the carry. And Grant Jansen for Roseville. "35 seconds to go in this extremely long first quarter. Hoffheinz here near side. Man in motion. Hides it, back to pass. Now throws long, but in a lot of coverage, and Hoffheinz makes the catch. They try to strip the ball, and he goes right to Hoffheinz's head.
Hoffheinz had a chance to take a great catch and jumps back to the ball, looking over his shoulder, makes the adjustment before the defensive player can, and with 2 hands, thumbs together, catches that ball. He's got to be careful though, Jim. He's going to get the ball stripped. He's trying to get that extra yard. We saw him do it earlier.
Well, and you talk about that, Mitch Wallace for the Roseville Tigers. He saw a vulnerable Hoffheinz and just speared him right in the head with his helmet. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, and the Miners like the score 9-0.
They got to like the way they played, too. It's been a choppy first quarter. We've seen a lot of penalties, most of them on the Miners. But, again, end of the first quarter, they'll take 9-0 every night.
Well, and you know, this is one of those games, Paul, where it's 9-0, but really the Miners played where it could have been far more than 9-0.
I couldn't agree with you more, Jim. The Miners had control offensively. They held the ball a long time. They used the clock. I think that they need to go back to their ground game. They need to pound it out a little bit more. I think they're trying to throw too long, too often, and they need to just get those good yards and then stay with those passes that Coda likes to throw. The passes in the flat, 10 to 15-yard accuracy passes that he basically is just a long handoff. So let's see if Coach Humphreys goes back to that.
Well, and you know, when you take a look at it for a moment, Paul, maybe what they could do is at least try on first down to run the ball. I mean, not every time, because you don't want to allow Roseville to know what you're going to do.
Right.
But to, from time to time, do that, and then go to the passing game when you have to.
Mike, please, Sean.
So here are the Miners, 1st and 10. Handoff, left side. Here's one of those runs. Gabe Humphers finds a hole, keeps going, inside, trying to get the end zone. Touchdown, Miners! Gabe Humphers breaks through the left side, shreds several Tigers, and hits pay dirt, and the Miners lead 15-0.
Gabe Humphers doing what we've seen him do all season. This is a combination of agility, of speed, and of just being a smart running back. Finds the hole, finds his blockers, never gives up, and about the time he gets hit, that strength, that Gabe Humphers' strength comes through, and he battles his way to the end zone. Good runs, dude. Good runs.
So still in for the extra point after a scintillating Gabe Humphers touchdown. Spotted, kicked. Good. So a look at the scoreboard. We're 8 seconds into the second quarter, and the Miners get their second touchdown, leading 16-0. And Paul, that was a heck of a run by Gabe Humphers.
Always some kind of a run. And you know, it's nothing that you don't expect from Gabe. There's our beam center scoreboard. You can see the goose eggs at the bottom and the scores are at top. And you making it
Ladies and gentlemen, this Nevada Union Roseville football game is being televised by Touchdown Productions.
And so Nevada Union doing what they needed to do, and they've looked very good defensively. They've moved the ball well offensively, and it's kind of been a flip-flop of what you might have expected in tonight's contest, because you really kind of expected Roseville to continue their ways offensively. And so far, the Miners have stymied them. But we're really early in this game.
really early. Very potent offense the Tigers bring. They can bring this score back in a hurry. Is that better, Sean?
And so here we go. High and deep and into the end zone for a touchback.
Sean, we're getting a lot of ambient noise from the field.
So 16-0, 11:52 to go in the second quarter. Nevada Union has to be fired up both offensively and defensively. They've moved the ball well, and they've also done a good job of stopping a highly rated Tigers offense.
Let's see if the Tigers decide to go to the air and bring this back quickly, or they're going to chip away on the ground.
Handoff, but that hole is covered, and the Miners pushing the pile back.
Ian Davis in there quickly. Also, Zach Vallejo.
Grant Jansen on the carry. Austin Marks getting in on a lot of defensive plays tonight, Paul.
You're seeing Austin on a lot of these plays. You're absolutely right.
Gain of 1. And now Roseville takes a timeout. A little bit of confusion there. So with 11:14 to go, timeout is taken by the Roseville Tigers. And, you know, I think that Roseville has won their first 2 games in league play. They've been kind of flying high, and I'm not sure that they expected this as a result so far in this game.
I think you're absolutely right. They seem to be just a little bit off kilter. We've seen a snap over the head of the quarterback. We've seen a dropped ball after a long pass play. And we've seen 2 3-and-outs where the quarterback is just not finding or syncing up with his receiver, be it his back, Cody Lindner, or whoever the receiver might be. They just seem to be just a little bit off tonight. Let's see if they can bring that back.
3 wideouts here near side. But there's the pitch and a lot of room to run. Gets to the outside and knocked out of bounds. A nice play by Gabe Humphers.
On the option for the Tigers, that's number 25, Casey.
And that was an intelligent play, Paul. Had everybody suckered over to one side and then took the play in the opposite direction.
And we're seeing why Casey Lambert is their star back. Boy, he's got some wheels on him. When he gets a little bit of open field, he is very, very quick, very fast.
However, as you could see, holding against the Tigers will negate that big gain and will take it to 2nd down and 20. Well, no, I don't. It was from where the hold happened, so it's 2nd down and about 10 yards. Back to pass, over the middle, nice pass, but incomplete. Thrown very hard, but over the head of Cody Lindler.
Lindler, one more time. Ball was there way before he was ready to catch it. Made his break. Just a little bit out of sync.
Well, and another opportunity for Nevada Union to harvest here. A 3rd and 10 for the Tigers deep in Nevada Union territory. Excuse me, deep in Roseville territory. Cunha off just a little bit tonight. Miners fake the blitz. Now it comes. Throws, and it is complete. And out of bounds, hit out by Hank Humphers. And that was a quick draw. And that'll be a 1st down.
That'll be a 1st down. Catching the NU defense completely on their heels. Vallejo coming in and actually was on the quarterback, thinking he still had the ball as the draw player, as the drawback went right by him.
Terry Graham checking in for the Miners. DuPont coming off. Back to pass. Now throws long. Man is out in front, but it's thrown a little bit too far. But Paul, had that ball been thrown well, it would have been 6 points.
He likes to throw it, Brady. That's the 3rd pass we've seen to him. That one over his head.
Well, and I'm going to say this game is far from over because Cunha has not had a good first half so far. And with that said, if he starts throwing that ball just a little bit better, Roseville will be right back into this game, and we're very early in the 2nd quarter, 10:41 to go. And the Miners jump off sides. So that will be a offsides call, and a 2nd and 10 will become a 2nd and 5. I think, Paul, so far I would say this is the most penalty-intensive game we've seen this season.
Absolutely true.
And still working? Yeah. Nice.
And probably the slowest moving also. Now the handoff up the middle, breaks to the left side, 1st down yardage, doesn't quite get to midfield, but gets to the 47-yard line of the Tigers.
That's good enough for a 1st down. Casey Lambert again. Looking over, has the man in the slot, wide receiver out almost to the sideline, looks over, fakes the pass, and hands the draw play off to Lambert. And Lambert is finding yardage with that draw play. They've got to shore that up.
This has been the best drive of the night for Roseville. And now Nevada Union takes their 3rd and final timeout of the first half. They have burned all 3 of them within the first 13 minutes and 45 seconds of this game.
I'm not sure why Coach Humphers decided to take a timeout here. he must have seen something. He knows that that interior line is letting these run plays. They're spreading the field, Jim. They've got a wide slot formation and a very potent passer. I mean, it's disconcerting. You look out there and you see all your defensive backs far left on the field, leaving the middle open for Zach Vallejo to cover, and they're getting by. They're eating up big chunks of yardage on those draw plays. I think he's trying to shore that up.
Cunha is starting to gain momentum too, Paul, which is a dangerous sign.
There's no doubt he surely can throw that football. He throws as well as anybody we've seen this season.
They were a fairly conservative offense in the first quarter, but they've come out here in the second, and they've been fairly creative. So 1st and 10, ball at the 47.5-yard line of the Tigers. In motion, calls his own number, and then gets buried. So the Miners weren't going anywhere on that one. And leading the charge for Nevada Union was Pat Chappell.
Chappell in there on the tackle. Here it was interesting. They had a slot play where they had Cody Linnard out in the slot position. There wasn't a man on him within 15 yards.
And Wyatt Good being taken over to the cart right now. Looks like over to the treatment table. Back to pass. Throws. Incomplete, again overthrown. He had his man, Trevor Mailing, open. And Cunha has had a lot of receivers wide open tonight, and he's misfired.
He's overthrowing them. He's had plenty of time in the backfield. There was no pressure on him to speak of. It's not as if the rush was getting
holding against Roseville.
How about a Coors Light?
So the ball actually will go back to the 32-yard line of Roseville. They have to get to the 42-yard line of Nevada Union before they can get a first down. So Cunha will probably come out firing here. It is 2nd down. Back. Big rush. Throws long. Man is there. Complete. So that finally works, and of course, it's his favorite target, Casey Lambert, on the play.
And Lambert took benefit of the fact that I believe it was Tyler Houlihan that fell down just at the last minute. Houlihan thought he had him brilliantly defended, and just at the last minute fell, allowing the receiver to catch that ball. Big pass play by the Tigers.
Connor Fuller checks in for Nevada Union. 1st and 10. Handoff, straight draw up the middle.
Looks like Lambert again.
And it is. Lambert gets 3, 2nd down and 7. 9 minutes to go in this second quarter.
On the tackle for the Miners, number 20, Tanner Vallejo.
Very slow-moving game tonight. Cunha, the draw again. Of course, it's Lambert. He gets close to first down yardage. I think he will be about a yard short, maybe 2. 1.5 yards from a first down. So it'll be 3rd down and 1.5. 8:15 to go in the second quarter. Nevada Union leading 16-0. Lambert again, right behind Cunha, poised for the ball, gives it up the middle. Nice gain, fighting for yardage. 1st and goal for the Tigers.
Tigers making a real drive here, Jim. Looking for their first goal in the ball game.
stopped by the Miners.
Miners need to shore it up right here and right now.
Number 3, Gabe Humphreys.
And now they're running right at the Miners. There is a pitch taken out of bounds at about the 5-yard line.
And over to give him the kiss of death, there's Tanner Vallejo.
Then a 2-yard gain on the play before he's met.
I gotta tell you, when Vallejo starts to move, 6'2", 210-pound body, this guy can move along that line. Really put the hurt on a running back.
Forrest Good has been loaded on the golf cart and taken off the field. So 2nd and goal. Clock continuing to run, coming up on 7 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Running far right and doesn't get a gain at all.
Gabe Humphreys coming up from linebacker position and making the stop there. This is a big 3rd down play.
Well, and almost all the offense right now is going through Lambert.
And you see, Jim, you get down in the red zone here, and it takes away that long pass, so they can't spread their formation into the slot and take the defensive backs off to the left or to the right. They've got to try to run up the middle with a full contingent and Zach Vallejo guarding that middle for the Miners.
Trevor Mailing, far side, in the shotgun. Now looks to the right, now looking over the middle, now throws, incomplete! Nice play by Josiah Pay.
Pay just about had himself a pick 6 that time. That could have gone 99 yards. Pay opted to slap the ball down, but he certainly could have gone.
Well, you know, though, Paul, you have to give him credit. He made the safe play there.
Absolutely true.
And his whole focus had to be on causing an incompletion. A interception would have been a bonus. But now it's 4th down and 5, and can the Miners hold? 6:13 to go.
You know, I would think they'd take 3 points and kick one through and make a field goal, but they're going after it here. 5 yards to score. They've got 1 down the field.
And now Alex Sandoval limps off the field. And timeout is taken by the Tigers.
Tigers obviously didn't like what they saw on defense that time, Jim. I would suspect they're going to go back. That pitch play has been working. They go to the weak side of the field and they try the outside pitch. As you see, Coach Humphreys gathering his troops together.
I got to think he's going to throw everybody out for a pass and try to find someone who happens to be open.
Well, he certainly isn't getting any pressure, Jim. He's standing back there 3, 4, 5 seconds, and he's getting no pressure on him, so he's got time to pick a receiver out.
Miners kind of set up with a 3-man pass rush tonight, except in situations where they've blitzed. But it really hasn't made any difference, Paul, because the penetration against Cunha has been almost non-existent. So a big play here early. With 6:13 to go in the first half, Roseville badly in need of a score to bring this game a little bit closer, yet they are on the 5-yard line with a 4th and goal. Miners need to stay onside. Rolling right, here comes the rush, throws, can he get out there to deflect it? Incomplete! Great play over there on the far side of the field by Tyler Houlihan. And Houlihan leaps at the last moment and deflects it to the ground. And the Miners bend but do not break. And they take over the ball at the 5-yard line on downs. Paul, big defensive stand.
Big defensive stand. And Tyler Houlihan made a brilliant play out there. Coming over, playing the ball, looking at the quarterback's eyes. There was no doubt from the moment that he got the snap where he wanted to go with that football. And Houlihan, watching his eyes, timed it perfectly. Let's see if they can get out of a hold here.
Here comes Gabe Humphreys, tries to cut in, but he's going to lose a yard or two. You know, when Cunha first threw that ball, we had the perfect angle, and it looked like Cunha's going to get 6, but at the last second, Houlihan breaks into the play and breaks it up. And aside from penalties, everything going Nevada Union's way in this first half. So a second down and 12. And now, almost a safety. Let's see if he gets it. Nope, they're going to give it to him at the 1. And for some reason, the clock stopped. I don't know why the clock would have stopped there, but there it runs again.
That's a very generous call in my mind, Jim. I thought that might be a safety.
Well, I think what they said was he was hit at about the 1 yard line, and that's what forced him back into the end zone. But now they've got to get out of the end zone and set it up. And now trying to get out, and and a late hit, and there's the flag! Nevada Union with a first down, and finally the Tigers, after mauling the Miners most of the night, are called for a personal foul.
That's Tommy Polini, and number 4 comes in, and he knows it. You can see he's walking with his shoulders down. That's a bad play. On defense, you got him stopped, you got him pinned up, and you put a stupid foul like that on. Gets him out of jail, and now you're going to give him new life.
Well, with that said, Roseville's been doing that all night, Paul. And the fact of the matter is that's the first time that they've thrown the hanky when that has happened. But it was very timely for Nevada Union because not only does it get them out of the hole, but it allows them to keep the ball and to keep the clock running.
Coming up on halftime, Coach got some
Nevada
great
Union leads 16-0. 4 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock here, second quarter.
And let's see what Coda and the Miners can do with some new life. Rolls, has time, throws, nice completion. Jake Hoffhines close to a first down, depends on the spot.
I got to admit something to you, Jim. Jake Hoffhines is one of my favorite players. I like watching him play the game. He is fluid. He makes very good pass patterns. He catches the ball. Great big long arms, big hands, built like a wide receiver. And after the catch, he's not blazing speed, but he seems to get extra yards just with his agility.
So another first down for the Miners. Now Gabe Humphers in motion, but it's up the middle. Nice game for Nevada Union. This is Dickinson. Dickinson really getting some extra yardage and goes deep into Roseville territory, breaks in there to the 44-yard lines, and a great run by Dickinson.
That's the second good run we've seen just like that. Again, shredding the defense, working back and forth, picking his blocks and getting the defender on their back heels. That's a terrific run. I think Dickinson's probably got close to 50 yards already so far.
With Connor Keith out, Nate Dickinson is most certainly taking advantage of the opportunity that has been presented to him. Back to passes Coda. Throws over the middle. Nice completion to Gabe Humphers. Gabe is bullying his way. Breaks about 3 tackles and is finally taken down at the 25-yard line. First down again for Nevada Union. And a late flag comes in. We'll have to check out what this one might be. I don't see how this one could be against the Miners, but this crew has surprised me all night, so we'll have to see what they concoct in this situation.
They're caucusing out there. It looks like it's going to be against the Tigers.
Well, it's hard to tell with this group. They've surely fooled us tonight. Looks like maybe signaling a face mask. Let's see. Dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike against Nevada Union. Personal foul against the Miners.
After the completion of the run, though.
So this crew a bit baffling tonight. Hard to figure them out. It's going to be a first down and 6 for the Miners based on where the foul took them back to. They signaled the clock to run, but now they're going to caucus again and try to figure it out. A lot of meetings by this crew tonight trying to figure out what the right way is to go.
They're going to have to move the change, Jim. That's what they're doing now. It's first down and 10 because they did get a first down on the run. and it was a dead ball foul. So it would go back from the end of the run, and it would be a first down.
1st and 10 Miners inside Roseville territory at the 40. Cota fakes it. Now it's that inside draw, and a nice gain by Nevada Union. Needs a block, tries to get it. Hard running, close to the end zone. Touchdown Miners! Josiah Pay takes that ball and turns on the speed. And Joe Pay breaks inside that hole, and once he gets into the open field, there is no stopping him. And the Miners break it open here in the second quarter, 22-0, pending the extra point. And Paul, this has got to be a bit of a surprise.
A big surprise. But you know what we're seeing? Excellent running from our running backs tonight. We're seeing it from Pay. We're seeing it from Humphreys. We've seen some brilliant runs, even from Vallejo and Ian Davis. We're just eating them up on the ground.
And the kick is blocked, but Nevada Union leads 22-0. Well, they just put a point up on the board to make it 23. And I guess that was a play where no flag was thrown. There haven't been too many of those tonight. This crew is flag crazy. I don't think the kick was good, but let me check here. Mark, was that kick good? Oh, so the kick was good. They got it through.
Could you do a happy birthday to Fitzsimmons?
And so the kick was good.
Okay.
We had to check with the scorekeepers next door. Mark Hauser seemed to sleep, but Rick Schwartz was able to give me the correct ruling there. I think that we need to get some Vivarin for Mark.
Big happy birthday, most of you know. Let's hear it for the mannequin.
There's our
Happy birthday,
Beam Center scoreboard. 14 points going up for the Miners this second quarter, and they are in complete control of this football game.
Too bad that there's 27 minutes left. And Dickinson has been a wrecking crew tonight. And then, as we've seen many times this season, Josiah Pay has his big play, and Sill has done a good job of kicking every kickoff into the end zone for a touchback, so there's no return for the Tigers. And the Miners, surprisingly enough, leading 23-0. Paul, a big surprise for you or not?
A big surprise for me. I didn't think it would be quite this lopsided early. And there's a lot of different reasons why they are ahead. But I think we're seeing some excellent running plays. Nate Dickerson, Tyler Houlihan has done some great jobs on defense. Many reasons why right now the Miners are leading.
You know, I have a lot of respect for Kyle Cota. A few weeks ago, we see him suffer a concussion. Tyler Houlihan has to come into the game. They cart him off for 4 days. He hardly knows where he is.
Right.
He comes on back. He rehabs himself. He misses another game. He comes back and has a good performance last week, and he's having an excellent performance tonight. So a young man who is performing well in the face of adversity.
I agree. And we saw that when he came back last week, how this team changed. Obviously being stimulated by his leadership and by his great ability to throw the football. You know, at halftime, I understand that Connor Keith, number 44, who is out for the season, and arguably the best back at the beginning of the season for the Miners, will be up in the booth here. We'll be able to talk to him and find out how he views the first half of this game.
So back to pass, again all day to throw. Miners having a hard time. The ball is passed, but it's incomplete. Thrown right at the feet of the Tiger. And Cunha has been having a little bit of trouble tonight. We'd like to remind you that please join us for the 6th annual Mike Bratton the Second Turkey Trot. Run, walk, rain, or shine on Thanksgiving morning. Join me there. I will be there. You can register race day at 7:30 a.m. or register online at www.meb2turkeytrot.com. 5K, 10K race starts at 8:30 at Nevada Union High School Stadium. So a 2nd and 10. Back all day to throw. Could fix himself lunch in his pocket. Gets it over to the far side, and about a 5-yard gain that will bring up a 3rd and 10. And the Miners have had Roseville on their offensive heels all night. An awful lot of 3rd down and longs, Paul.
All night. They've been staring at this situation, and they have not converted, but maybe 1 or 2 all night. Most of the success, Jim, although this is a throwing offense, has been on the ground. So let's see if they go back to that draw play and maybe do a screen pass.
Sabotin in for Nevada Union. So a big 3rd down play for Cunha and his Tigers. He's back. He throws. And it's intercepted! No, it's dropped, incomplete, but an excellent effort there by Ian Davis.
And Ian will be seeing that one in his sleep.
Well, that was a do-or-die play. If he breaks it up, it's 4th down. If he doesn't break it up, it's 6 points.
That's a fact. And Davis still is hitting himself in the helmet.
But another chance for Davis as he goes deep along with Gabe Humphers. And if the ball is not pooched out of bounds, we're going to get to see the Miners return here. There's the snap. And this one is coming Gabe's way, and he fumbles it. And the Tigers are going to get a turnover. Goes right off of Gabe's knee, it looked like. He underestimated how close it would be, and so the Tigers get their first big break of the game with 1:58 to go until halftime.
I'll tell you, Gabe knows he shouldn't have tried to field that ball. It should have been left in front of him. It was dying fast, and so he had to come up on the ball like a center fielder coming up on a Texas leaguer and just couldn't field the ball with his shoe toes.
So exactly the break that they needed here in the closing moments, and here's a nice gain of about 5 yards. And again, it's his favorite target, Casey Lambert, on the carry. A 1:40 to go in first half action. Miners leading 23-0. 3 touchdowns, 3 converted extra points, and a safety for the Miners add up to 23. So 2nd and 5. Back to pass. All day to throw. Throws long, and Miners are going to need a good play. And Houlihan again, extremely solid, batting the ball down.
Houlihan could have also brought that ball down or tried to get the interception. He decided wisely to bat the ball down, knowing that it's late in the quarter, it's 3rd down now and 5. And even if he had intercepted the ball out there, Jim, they would have gotten the ball on the 10-yard line. That would have done him much good.
So another 3rd down, 3rd and 5 for the Tigers, 1:20 to go. And it's a draw up the middle, 1st down yardage. Lambert tries to break outside, finally taken down at about the 38-yard line.
On the play for the Tigers, that's number 25, Casey Lambert, picked up the 1st down.
So Casey Lambert carrying a load and a half tonight for Roseville.
1st down for Roseville.
Roseville, arguably the worst school to work with as far as orchestrating a broadcast on their campus. Always a tremendous hassle. Roseville needs to learn some public relations. Back to pass, looks over the middle, throws long, has a man there. Touchdown, Roseville.
Touchdown, Roseville.
And so the fumble on the punt comes back to haunt the Miners, and with 46 seconds to play, Roseville has hit pay dirt with an open man down the left-hand side, and he converts that into a touchdown.
That's Brad Validi, the 6-foot junior, catching a brilliantly thrown ball right over his right shoulder. Just about the time you think you're going to put the coup de grace on these guys, they score one. It's under a bit.
Well, and I hate to say it, but that's exactly the break that they needed. You know, you give them just an inch like that, and they certainly took a mile.
They're going to talk about this on the sideline.
I think they want to decide whether they want to go for 1 or 2.
Because of the safety, there's a lopsided score. Roseville may just go for 2. They had a timeout to burn here with only 46 seconds left in the half, so the coach decided to burn his timeout and talk about it.
So we're going to have an incredible second half, that's for sure. A first half that has now gone an hour and 15 minutes. And you know, Paul, every other year now we have to travel to Roseville, and their athletic staff is absolutely the most difficult to work with in any of the schools with which we engage. In fact, the last 2 times we've played at Roseville, they have prohibited us from doing a broadcast there. The only school I believe that we've ever worked with that have given us that mandate. So maybe next year will be different. We'll see, but certainly a school that is bitter about television sports. So here's the 2-point conversion. Over the middle, wide open. The conversion is good. A blown coverage.
Yep. Austin Ash finding himself all by himself in the middle. A gimme 2 points. And Roseville will have the satisfaction going in the locker room.
And there you see it, 23-8. Miners still with 46 seconds to go in the first half. A beautiful night here at Hooper Stadium. It is hard to believe that we're only 3 weeks away from the end of the regular season. The weather has held out just incredibly well all season long. Paul, we've had more hot nights than we have cool nights. You know, I guess it would be a toss-up as to whether Chico or Reno were the nicest stops weather-wise this season. But another really nice night. I know you have your jacket on, and I have my long-sleeve shirt, but it's all good.
It's all good here in the foothills in October. Very few places on the planet that you could find a nicer weather and a better place to live, certainly.
As we almost embark on November. So believe me, the Miners are not out of the woods yet. They're going to have to continue to score and continue to play good defense against this explosive Tiger squad. And they're going to have to have as good or better a second half than they've had in the first. There's a pooch. That's going to be Tyler Houlihan. Houlihan fakes the reverse, needs another block or 2, and there's the flag for the block in the back that we saw. And so Nevada Union and Houlihan unfortunately negating a great run, but there was definitely a block in the back as Houlihan turned that right corner. So, Paul, with 33 seconds to play, do the Miners pack it in for the first half?
You know, I don't think it's Dave Huffer's style. I don't think he has pack it in his vocabulary. I've never seen him do it. He'll play right down to the last second, even if he's behind by 50 points. So I'm expecting to see them throw the ball and try to make some yardage here.
Well, with that said, it looks like he's going to start the drive at about the 9-yard line.
We've got 33 seconds to work with, so.
And you know, you're this deep in your territory, you're leading 23-8. Do you just say, okay, we've had a good first half, let's just finish it off positively and go and talk about it at halftime?
Well, there's the knee, so we will see him taking him to the locker room. Florida may have to run another play. Let's see what the time is on the clock. No. That
Your attention, folks, we had a lost key turned in. Looks like an ignition key. There's a VIP tag on it. If you're missing a key, we may have
So 9 seconds, and that should be the first half, and it is. So we've got 2 quarters, 1 half under our belts here from Hooper Stadium on the campus of Nevada Union. A must-win game for the Miners, finds them ahead 23-8 at halftime. And we, as Paul mentioned, we're going to have Connor Keith come up, I believe, and visit with us, maybe get his perspectives on the game, on his season, on the minors, and maybe where they go from here. And as soon as Connor gets with us, we definitely will take the time to talk with him. Nevada Union, Paul, let's talk about the first half a little bit.
Let's do that. So we watched them come out early, Jim, and we saw a Nevada Union offense that we hadn't seen. Precision, precise, they executed, they came down the field and scored in their first possession, and we thought that the juggernaut was back. Then the defense showed up, and we saw ourselves the first safety that we've seen all season, and that put it at 9-0. And we look at our scoreboard, and that's how that first quarter ended.
And then with the 14 points there in the second quarter. We'll be back with halftime in just a moment. This is Nevada Union football on the Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
Mike Bratton is the neighbor you can count on for your most important insurance decisions, 24 hours a day.
The first step begins with a phone call. Hi, I'm Mike Bratton, your good neighbor State Farm agent, and I look forward to hearing from you. Since 1984, my team and I have been educating clients and developing long-term relationships through personalized and professional guidance on their insurance programs. We will put you in the driver's seat and strive to enhance each encounter you have with us.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Gold and silver are more important as a part of your investment portfolio more now than ever before. There's inflationary pressures. China alone could push the gold price more than double from $1,000 to $2,000 an ounce. Hi, my name is Jason Hommel, and welcome to the JH Mint. Here at the JH Mint, we have all sorts of gold and silver. We have about 200 ounces of gold. We have about 20,000 ounces of silver or more in stock. We also assay or scrap gold jewelry and placer gold, and we will be here for all of your gold and silver investing needs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Welcome to Grass Valley Glass, family owned and operated by the Stallman family since 1989. Grass Valley Glass is your local expert in the repair of single and dual pane windows. And don't forget about your auto, truck, or motorhome. Grass Valley Glass also offers same-day repair or replacement on all your auto glass needs, and we work with all insurance companies. Remember, if it's glass, it's Grass Valley Glass.
The Painter family's been feeding Nevada County football players and their families since 1959. October marks 52 years of service to our community. At SPD, you'll always find USDA choice beef and a full-service meat department, complete deli section, locally grown produce, and a post office. Everything you need that makes SPD so special. SPD Markets, hometown proud, where your neighbors shop.
Grass Valley Eye Care has been serving our community for over 10 years. Grass Valley Eye Care is the only optometrist offering evening appointments on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as well as Saturday appointments for your convenience. We carry a wide selection of frames, have an optical lab on site, and our new Vizio office machine is the latest technology in corrective lenses. So whether it's contact lenses, glasses, or complete eye care, let Grass Valley Eye Care assist you with all your vision needs.
We're back here. We're back here. We're back live, and we're going to go to another commercial break. And when we come back, we will have Connor Keith, and we'll have a few minutes to be able to spend with him and learn a little bit about his season and the minor perspective. So we'll be back in just a moment with Connor Keith. You're watching Nevada Union Minor Football. This is the Touchdown Productions Sports Network.
We got the very best sliced fresh reputation. Select meat and cheese and veggie celebration. Fresh baked bread is such a temptation to make part of subs your destination.
Make Port of Subs your destination for the Rockin' Classic Pilgrim Griller. Tender butterball turkey, stuffing, and cranberry sauce, all grilled to perfection.
A deal of a meal that's an inspiration to make Port of Subs your destination.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title's your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the union readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations and thank you for keeping your business local.
The Beam Center joins forces with Admiral Electric to offer you electrical services for your home. In the foothills, your power can go out at any time and be out for days. Plan ahead with the Beam Center and a Generac home generator. From an easy, safe manual transfer switch to a complete automatic standby system, the Beam Center specialist won't leave you in the dark. It's all at the Beam Easy Living Center.
Hi, my name's Mark from Swayze's Public Wholesale at 140 East McKnight Way. At Swayze's, we have all kinds of automotive tools. We have all kinds of fasteners, 3 different pitches of metrics. We have safety equipment. And don't forget our glove world. We carry over 600 styles of gloves. If your canopy was damaged this winter, we have all the parts and supplies to fix and repair or expand it. It's Swayze's Public Wholesale. We have everything you need for everything you do. Open every day, 8 to 5 on the weekdays, open till 4 on the weekends.
B&C is your neighborhood home and garden center for both builders and consumers. They carry everything you need. In their garden center, you'll find a complete nursery along with expert advice on trees, shrubs, perennials, and garden enhancements. They're open 7:30 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 8 to 5 on Sunday. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center in the Fowler Center, Grass Valley. And, of course, by Touchdown Productions, the Foothills leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks a lot for joining us tonight. And be sure to tune in every single week on NCTV, Comcast Channel 11, Suddenlink Channel 16, and ACTV Channel 20 in Auburn. And, of course, around the world at NevadaCountyTV.org. Just click on live streaming or on demand. We're Touchdown Productions, making memories since 1997. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you there, Gil. A pleasure to be with you at halftime. Nevada Union leading the Roseville Tigers 23-8. Here at Broadcast Central, we're lucky to have Connor Keith with us tonight. Connor, a good friend and a guy of tremendous character, a huge contributor to Nevada Union. And let's talk about you for a moment, Connor. Last season, you end the season with a couple of games to play by tearing your ACL, and then you come back, you go through a difficult, rigorous rehab, correct?
Yes, correct.
And then you come back this season and 2 or 3 games?
3 games in.
3 games into the season. The left one is repaired perfectly.
The right one's prepared.
The right one is repaired perfectly.
Yep.
And the left one, you tear the ACL, you are angry at the time, you come out of the game, you come back in for one more play, and then sometime after that you realize an ACL torn in the other knee.
Well, at the time I wasn't too sure that the ACL was actually torn, but I knew something was wrong with it. I just, it wasn't the same pain as last time, so I just, I kind of thought it was a minor injury, and so I sat out the rest of that game. Skipped the Elk Grove game, had that whole bye week to heal, and so my thoughts were just brace it up and get ready for Granite Bay, and that's what I did. And after the first series or so, I just tweaked it a couple more times, and it swelled up, couldn't really move, and so I knew it was pretty serious, and had the MRI, and ACL was torn and meniscus, so get surgery next month, and just same road as last time.
In fact, you and I talked about this today. The oddity is that a year ago on November 19th, you had surgery on the one knee,
yep.
And this year on November 18th, you will have the surgery on the other.
Yep, it's obviously it's a bad thing, but I'm just looking forward to college now. That's what I got my mind set on. I'm going to still help my team. I'm down there leading them. I'm going to help them through, hopefully, into playoffs and hopefully into section like we're talking about. But after that, you know, I'm just getting ready from now until August. You know, that's the whole time I'm going to be repairing my knee, you know, getting all my speed back, doing all the strength and conditioning stuff, and you know, so I'll be ready for college.
How discouraging is this for you?
Oh, it's very discouraging, but I know what to expect this time. You know, it's the same exact time frame, like you said, you know, November 19th and 18th, and so I know what to expect and when to expect it, what it's going to be like. So, you know, that's the good side of it, and by next August, I'll be fully ready to go.
A lot was expected of Connor, and Connor, of course, if you know him or are able to see him, his stature is big. He's extremely strong, an incredible runner, had a great year last year, although it was cut a little bit short, and so great things were expected this year. But let's fast forward here. Let's talk a little bit about tonight's game. Obviously a must-win for the Miners.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
And if you take a look at it, 23-8, have we cracked the door open slightly for a comeback in the second half by Roseville?
I don't think so. I think that was just kind of a screw-up by the DBs, that last play. You know, not pointing fingers or anything, but it was just, you know, confusion. It wasn't really anyone's fault. It was just one of those weird things that happened.
One of those blown coverages.
One of those blown coverages, just a weird thing. I don't think we opened the door for them at all. I think we're going to come out even stronger in the second half. I think we're going to, you know, pass a lot to open up the run game. I think we're going to get a couple runs in, you know, get a couple first downs, and then go right back to passing, get Hotfines the ball, and just blow this thing out.
Connor, the team seemed to come in more focused tonight than they have been all season. Is that an accurate assessment?
It definitely is. You know, since that loss from, you know, Granite Bay, that was definitely tough to deal with. And you know, that whole week we got prepared for Deloro. Deloro is a great team. I think they're ranked like 50 in the state or something. And so, you know, a lot of preparation for that game, and to come out with another loss. You know, just we can't do that again. You know, we realize how serious this is. We need to win. You know, we need to win the next 3 games. So I think we're definitely prepared to do it. So.
Paul? Connor, I've got a question for you. So coming into the second half, what's going on in the locker room right now? What is Coach Humphers saying to the crew? What changes do you think we're going to make? What in both defense and offense?
Well, I think Coach Humphers is, you know, not too much of discouraging talk. I think it's all positive, and I think he's just talking about how we need to come out even stronger in the second half. You know, like any game, come out strong. You need to pounce on them right away, set the tone, so they know that, you know, this is our game. We're going to come out with the W. And changes on defense, I don't think. You know, I guess you'd be talking about getting more pass rush, getting that QB under a little more pressure, because it seems like he's having all day to throw.
Right.
But I think we just need to tighten up our DBs, tighten up that coverage, and once we get that squared away, I think we'll be good on defense. And offense, I think we're good to go.
You know, on offense also, you've lost 2 key players on the offensive line. Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we have our backups, you know. In practice, they're in all the time. We're constantly rotating them. So I think once they get those nerves shaken, you know, after the first couple plays, I think they'll be just as good as starters. So,
Connor, let's hope that 3 or 4 weeks from now we invite you back up at halftime to spend a little time.
Yeah, I'd love to.
That would be a good sign.
I'd love to.
But we really appreciate you joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Connor Keith, number 44. Nevada Union Star running back, out for the season, but we expect to hear a lot more from you, Connor. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
We'll be back with second half action. You're watching exclusive coverage of Nevada Union Miner football. This is the Touchdown Production Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Westerby, the branch manager for Adecco in Grass Valley. Adecco is the global leader in staffing solutions.
I'm Autumn Payne, your staffing consultant here at Adecco. If you're an employer, we have the perfect workers for you.
I'm Lisa Harkey, Senior Staffing Consultant here at Adecco. We know the economy is still tight, but we're here to help you find employment.
We look forward to working with you.
The Hauser family reminds you if it's round, rubber, and it rolls, then you're sure to find it at Plaza Tire and Auto Service. From regular car and truck tires to small specialty tires for your trailers and golf carts, you can trust Plaza Tire has the tire for you. They stake their reputations on it every day. Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Auto repair done on your schedule, not theirs, in Penn Valley, Nevada City, and in Colfax. Your car or truck is an extension of your personality. Chuck Cabros knows this, so Top This delivers truck and auto attitude every day with in-store displays featuring thousands of products from WeatherGuard, DZ, bracket truck racks, along with a large selection of aftermarket performance products, all from the top manufacturers. So give your car or truck the attitude it deserves at Top This Truck and Auto Accessories. And of course, brought to you by Touchdown Productions, the foothill leader in sports television. This is Gil Dominguez saying thanks for joining us tonight, and be sure to stay with us after the game when we announce the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game, created by Stuckey Engravers. Once again, the Touchdown Productions sports team will select the most deserving NU player and honor them with a beautiful acrylic plaque made by Stuckey's. So stay tuned after the game for the Bill Slade and Sons Trucking Player of the Game Award, created by Stuckey Engravers, and coming up immediately after this exclusive telecast.
Thank you, Gil, and we'll get to the player of the game in just a moment, but I'd really like to remind you about an extremely important event coming up in Nevada County. Please join us for the 6th annual Michael Bratton II Turkey Trot Run Walk, rain or shine, Thanksgiving morning. You can register on race day at 7:30 a.m. or register online at www.meb, Michael E. Bratton, MEB, number 2, turkeytrot.com. That's turkeytrot.com. The 5K and 10K race and 5K walk begins at 8:30 at Nevada Union High School Stadium, right here at Hooper Stadium, and in the event of rain, Allied Gymnasium will be open for the race. I'll be here, Paul. Paul, you should bring your family and come here for it. It's a great event. Event proceeds sponsor A New Day, local youth activities, and suicide and depression awareness. So join us for that. Let's talk a little bit about player of the game, Paul. Who's on your list?
You know, there's a couple of new players that I like, Jimmy. Nate Dickinson has had a wonderful game tonight. He's had a couple of breakaway runs. The last score that the Miners had was set up by one of his good 30, 40-yard runs up the field, so I'm going to throw Nate's hat into the ring tonight. Of course, you can always talk about Kyle Cota. You can always talk about Gabe Humphers. And you know who else would show up tonight is Tyler Houlihan. Tyler's had an excellent game on defense. This is a throwing offense, and the defensive backs have a lot of pressure on them. And Tyler has come to the party. So those are my kind of suggestions. What do you think?
Well, you know, I'm going to throw Josiah Pay into the mix. Josiah seems to give us a steady game every week. He's been very good defensively. He had a big run for a touchdown offensively, and he's always there to really play well. I think that Tanner Vallejo has had another good night defensively. Still needs to get untracked offensively, but I think that they sometimes think about him in much the same vein as they do his brother Zach Vallejo, who starred for Nevada Union. And so, you know, I take a look at that, and I think Pat Chappell has quietly had a nice night tonight. So those are kind of some of my thoughts as I take a look here and as we ready ourselves for the second half. So let's see how the third and the fourth quarter unwind here. Nevada Union set to kick off. Sill, who has been so effective all season with the deep kick, especially here on the kickoffs, again drives it high, again drives it deep, and again drives it about 6 yards into the end zone for a touchback. You know, Sill is a great weapon at making the other team start deep in their own territory.
Absolutely true. They have had very few returns this year, but on the field come the Tigers, and the Tigers, they're going to be hungry.
So, and here we go, the opening drive of the second half. This will be an interesting drive, perhaps one that could define the second half, Paul.
And the last time they had the ball, Jim, they scored brilliantly with a pass down the sideline. So let's see what they're going to do, if they're going to stay with the run or they're going to go back to that long ball.
And does Cunha right his passing game here in the second half? First one is a handoff up the middle. It'll again be his favorite target, the person who he's used almost all night, Casey Lambert.
4-yard gain on the play.
4 yards on that one brings up a 2nd down and 6. Early moments of the second half, Jim Adams, Paul Brown, Shawn Kaschafsky, glad to bring you tonight's pivotal game for both of these teams. 2nd and 10, handoff, Lambert again, but the Miners do a great job in corralling him. Tanner Vallejo right in the middle of the pack there, along with big boy Alex Sandoval.
That's the first time we've called Sandoval's name tonight.
Well, and I'm incorrect. That was Cam Townsend right in the middle of it there.
I didn't think he had the girth to be Sandoval. Usually you can spot him.
Well, and I think that there's a chance that he was injured in the first quarter. So, a big 3rd down. Miners have not had a pass rush all night. And there is first down yardage to the 42-yard line, 37-yard line of Roseville. In fact, the mark will be at the 36.
Roseville starting their first possession with a first down. A little more controlled, shorter passes, and going to the run game.
He was staying in the corner like, we're not.
So a 1st and 10. Cunha gets his first down. Again back to pass, and there's the pass taken out of bounds. The reception on the play is by Trevor Mailing, and the tackle is by Ian Davis. And a 5-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 5.
The Tigers content to play the control game here. They're going to peck away at it. First a run, then a control pass to the outside. Let's see if they continue.
And there's the handoff. Again, Lambert, his favorite target, but the Miners do a great job. Tanner Vallejo gets right in the middle of it and makes the tackle. So Vallejo allows them to only gain a yard, and he has done a great job in doing his best to negate Lambert. Lambert again having a big night, more than 100 yards last week, and that has been the norm for him, except for the weeks that he picks up 200. So 3rd and 4, 9:38 to go in the 3rd quarter. Back to pass. Now he's going to have the screen, and it's incomplete. So 4th and 4, and let's see what Roseville does here.
I can't imagine they're going to go for it. They're just too deep in their own field. They can't give up this kind of position.
And it looks like that they send the punting team in. So, if indeed they do punt, a good series for Nevada Union to start the second half defensively.
No question about it.
Tyler Houlihan and Ian Davis back deep on this punt. Gets it away, a high booming kick, calls for a fair catch, and Davis takes it at the 18-yard line. So Nevada Union holds on the first offensive series for the Tigers, and they take over the ball 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line with 9:24 to go in 3rd quarter action. And Paul, at least initially here, exactly what the Miners needed on that first drive.
I couldn't agree with you more, Jim. Let's see what Coach Humphrey hatches for this second half. He likes to change it up I doubt seriously we'll see the same plays that we saw to begin the first half.
Hoffhein's near side. Handoff up the middle, short gain, 2 or 3 yards. In fact, it will be more of the 2 variety, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Josiah Pay comes in the game, perhaps the Miners' most dangerous runner when he gets in the open field. Seems to have a 4th gear that he can lock in. In motion, handoff, now a pass, nice play, that's a completion. Gabe Humphers did everything that he could to make that catch, did it very efficiently, and the Miners get a first down.
Gabe was disappointed that he couldn't catch that ball and run with it, and he came back nicely, made and secured the catch, getting that first down, like you say.
Yeah, and that was smart. Let me catch it first, and then we'll decide where we go.
Yeah.
And in doing so, the Miners pick up another first down, and they get out of the shadows of their own end zone. Here's Gabe, right side, nice gain, breaking into the open, one man to beat. Gabe turns it on, the 10, the 5, touchdown Miners! Gabe Humphers! And there's flags that fly all over the place.
Gabe decided to fall down in the end zone. They're going to penalize him, I think, for celebrating. I don't know.
That probably is what it is. And I'm glad that these officials can so tightly control this game. Heaven forbid there be any emotion. The touchdown's good, and they're going to call it unsportsmanlike against the Miners.
And that's just silly.
Well, this crew's been less than impressive tonight, and unfortunately we still have a 1/4 and 3/4 to go. You know, it's kind of weird how you play a whole season and most of the games have hardly any penalties. They're very clean, they're very well played, and then you get an officiating crew like this tonight and they're flag crazy. But the Miners have scored a touchdown, and they've started off this 3rd quarter in exactly the manner that they needed to.
Absolutely true.
Sill in for an important extra point that would stretch the lead to 22. Spotted, kicked, up, good. So a look at the scoreboard with 8 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. The Miners lead 30-8, and Gabe Humphers was spectacular on that play.
You know, we've seen this 3 different times now. We've seen it with Gabe Humphers, we've seen it with Nate Dickinson twice. The defensive backs are having trouble tackling our halfbacks once they break that line of scrimmage. They're getting into the secondary, and then they're able to weave in and out. These defensive backs are having a heck of a time making any kind of open field tackles.
Well, and don't forget for a moment Josiah Pay on his run also.
Right.
You know, Miners, Roseville may be very good at the deep pass, but the Miners have had some very conclusive runs to start in this contest tonight, Paul. And so exactly the way that they would have liked it to start, in that the Miners stop Roseville and then come back, and with a very intelligent drive, Gabe Humphers makes a good catch to get a first down, and then he takes it the distance moments later to give the Miners a 29-8 lead. Sill makes it 30-8. Miners now kicking off from the 25-yard line. And a very poor kick goes out of bounds, and Sill caught that one right on top of the ball. And so I believe that will mean that they'll get the ball at the 45 35 or 40-yard line.
I don't know what would that was just a good old-fashioned shank. Still, you're right, caught the ball on the top of the ball. At first, I almost thought it might be some kind of a play where they were going to try and recover it, but
No, it didn't. I think he missed it.
I think it was just a whiff on his part. And he's done such a great job all season long, Jim, that you can't fault him for one once in a while.
No, and the ball will be at the 50-yard line, so excellent field position. The violation of the celebration kind of hurts the Miners, but that brings up a 1st and 10 now for Roseville at midfield. Cunha in at quarterback. Back to pass, looks over the middle, throws, completion. Miners trying to tackle high, and that isn't working too well. But finally, Gabe Humphers decides that it's a time to put a stop to it, and he's tackled at the 25-yard line.
And as Tyler Houlihan, Tyler was tackling the football that time. He was looking right at that ball. He grabbed it and just couldn't muscle it away. I like his play tonight, Jim. He's definitely on his A game tonight.
1st and 10, inside 8 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Now the option. Pitches it out. Left side. Good gain. Out of bounds inside the 20.
On the option for the Tigers, that's number 25, Casey Lambert.
And Lambert again with the carry. Plenty of time left in this contest. 7:45 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Now this is what happened last week, where in the second half, flurry of scoring coming from both teams.
So another 1st and 10. There's the handoff. Lambert. Miners stack him up and take him down.
On the carry for the Tigers, number 25,
Hank Humphers in the middle of that one. Hank putting a helmet in, stopping him cold, and only after a gain of about 3 yards. 2nd down now.
Miners doing a good job of really holding Lambert as best they can. Now back, over the middle, throws towards the end zone. And touchdown, Roseville.
Touchdown, Roseville.
Kind of a late call that time. We didn't know which way it was going to go, whether it was a reception or not, but Roseville does get in.
And so that cuts it to 30-14, and let's see what Roseville does in this situation. Will they go for 1 or will they go for 2? I think they're going to go for 2 because they have put the ball on the far hash mark. Miners in need of stopping this right now. Currently with a 16-point lead. Back to pass, throws, batted away, incomplete, so that one will be no good.
That's a big extra point, Jim.
Miners maintain a 16-point lead, 30-14. And in fact, they have picked up one more point in this quarter, albeit only 5 minutes into the 3rd quarter, so a tremendous amount of football yet to play. The Miners are going to have to remain focused on their offensive and defensive game.
There's our Bean Center scoreboard. You know, the one thing, Jim, that the Miners don't want to do is they don't want to trade touchdowns with this team. This team has got fire. It can score, and it can score in a moment from any part of this field. The Miners want to play control football. They want to run the ball. They want to keep it on the ground if they can and run that clock. Shawn, I'm getting an awful lot of information.
You know what will be interesting here, Paul, is this is a critical offensive series for the Miners. If they could move the length of the field and burn some of this clock, it would serve them really well, because one of the things that really has not happened tonight is a time-consuming drive. Most of the drives have been a mix of passes and runs, and first downs stop the clock, and then it finally starts again, and it just seems to have been an awfully long first half, and now kind of a long 3rd quarter too. And Humphers gets it. Let's see what he does with it here. Breaking up the middle. Humphers down the right side. One man to beat, but he takes a ball that would have been a touchback and parlays that into a long run into Tiger territory.
And can you believe the catch? It was a one-handed snare job that he brought in, and Humphers decides he's going to make a run out of the corner from the 1 yard line all the way down the sideline. This guy astounds me.
Brandon Loper the second.
I tell you what, that
Remember
was some kind of play.
Loper's interception in the game against Chico. So the Miners catch a major break there, and what turned out to be a great decision by Gabe Humphers. So here comes Coda with a lot of breathing room. Handoff up the middle. A lot of, wow, but good yardage. Who is at the bottom of that pile? And some of the Miners getting really manhandled. Nate Dickinson gets out of there. I think it was Nate Dickinson on the carry. And a good game by Dickinson, but he came out with a little fire under the hood there.
That's a fact, and just nothing but sheer determination, keeping your shoulders upfield and your legs moving.
Boy, would they be well served to burn some of this clock. Now in trouble. Throws for the sidelines, complete to Gabe Humphers. Gabe does a great job. And boy, I'll tell you what, the Miners have just about had enough of the Tigers.
And the Tigers are all over Gabe.
And Gabe has to be careful that he didn't, had he made contact there, he very well may have had a personal foul. Miners have trimmed it down to 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Another first down. Humphers having a huge night. Dickinson in the backfield, and this is Nate Dickinson, and this is a big game, and he's up the middle, he's streaking, touchdown Miners! Nate Dickinson breaks into the secondary and scores, and Nevada Union leads 36-14.
Nate Dickinson showing once again that he is a quality back, cutting right up the middle, showing agility and showing speed both. And you're looking at a junior, ladies and gentlemen. This is the future. This is who you're going to see next year running our football.
And Paul, we're going to have a tough decision tonight.
Yeah, that's a fact. There's a lot of players, but
Gabe has had an incredible game, but so's Nate.
So is Nate.
Spotted, kicked, and Sill is perfect on the night, and they slam into Sill, but no penalty call. And so for the Miners, they respond immediately. The Miners have put 37 points on the board tonight, and with 5:47 to go, they have reestablished a 23-point lead. And as you see the Beam Center scoreboard, you look at that third quarter, Paul, 14-6.
Wow. All I can say is that the Miners get down by a touchdown and they come right back down the field and score. We saw this last week. It seems like the second half they get their legs under them, they figure out what holes they can exploit, and then they just take it right to them. But it all started from a fantastic catch and return by Gabe Humphers that set it all up.
Well, and if you remember, Paul, one of the things that we noted in the pregame was how good this Tiger defense was, how highly ranked they were in the SFL. They were either number 1 or number 2, but the Miners have exploited them at every turn tonight.
From the Placer Stadium, I have word from Gil Dominguez, who advises us that Koufax, who is playing Placer at Placer, is ahead 33-14. So
wow, that's a little bit of a surprise, Paul.
I think so too. That's basically the game for the PBL. We'll keep track of that one.
High and deep again, and again into the end zone. Boy, does Sill receive consideration for one of the 3 stars of the game. He just makes every PAT and is driving the ball deep into the end zone.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And that's been all season long. Sill has done an excellent job all season, and we certainly have to give him a mention at least sometime during this season.
So 5:47 to go in the third, and the Miners have a shot at beginning to salt this game away should they be able to have a good, productive defensive stand on this series for the Tigers. But Cunha was going to have something to say about that. Back to pass, looking over here, has a receiver, and it's complete, short of a first down. On the play, the reception by Kevin Monson.
Number 8, Kevin Monson.
And I guess the best thing about that is that it keeps the clock running. 5.5 to go in a third quarter. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. And there's a handoff, first down yardage, and a late hit against one of the Miners, but so Lambert again on the carry.
Casey Lambert continuing to do the majority of the running duties for the Tigers. And the Tigers now, with 2 consecutive first downs, are getting some momentum. This could be a slugfest, an offensive slugfest the second half, Jim.
4:40 to play in the third quarter. First down for Cunha. Throws deep over the middle. And a nice play defensively. Went into the... And look at that! Boy, these Tigers are playing like Tigers. The thin-skinned number 5, Grady Allen. And a good hit by Gabe Humphers. And of course, the officials schooled the Miners on it.
Well, I'll tell you, Grady didn't like the fact that he got popped right in the middle of the back by Gabe.
But a totally clean hit under the circumstance. Didn't go to his head.
That's absolutely true.
So a 2nd and 10. And there's the pitch. Barely gets it. The Miners swarm defensively. Some good gang tackling before the whistles blow. And Lambert again with the carry. But a bevy of Miners led by number 42, Jared Cook.
They'll lose a couple of yards on that one. It'll be second down now.
No,
11.
third down.
3rd and 11, I beg your pardon.
Because they had the incompletion there, and now the carry. 4 minutes exactly to play in the third.
This is right about the place in the field they were last time. With an incomplete pass, they had to punt the ball away.
Well, you know what Cunha's going to go for here. He's going to go for another pass. 3 receivers wide, far side, 1 wide near side, and now there's a whistle, and I believe a timeout is taken by the Tigers, and it is their first timeout of the second half.
The Tigers coach is going to come out on the field. He didn't like something that he saw. It is a critical third down. They've got to continue to match the Miners score for score just to get back in this thing. If they've got any chance at all, they need to match the score.
So let me ask you this, Paul. Are they in 4-down territory at this point in the game?
Oh my goodness, this is so far back. And the way that the Miners are moving the football, I can't think that they're not going to punt the ball away. They're going to have to punt the ball away and try for some kind of a stop, Jim.
Well, we're 1 play ahead of ourselves.
That's a fact.
So, and sometimes when you do that, it comes back to bite you. So, Coda having a very good night. Gabe Humphers really having both offensively and defensively a juggernaut. Nate Dickinson exceeding expectations. Again, another good night by Brayton Sill. Sill has been spectacular on special teams, and here we go on 3rd down and 11. Man in motion. And it's a double reverse. But the Miners smell it out. Unless he gets away, and he kind of does, but then it's finally taken out of bounds.
And the Miners did smell that out. Let me see if I can see the number of who it wasn't there. It was Vallejo that figured out what was going on quickly in the backfield. Vallejo blew that thing up about 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
With that said, it should have been a loss of about 5 yards. But now it's 4th down, and I think we're getting the answer to our question. They do consider themselves to be in 4-down territory, and Roseville will go for it on 4th.
No backs in the backfield, Jim. He's going to throw the football.
Miners have not had a good rush all night in these situations. And he throws, and there's the completion for the first down. And taken down hard on the play, and then comes back and hits the Miner, and that'll be the flag. I believe that'll be on Roseville. And now another flag flies. 3 flags on the play. Houlihan again in the middle of it. But Tyler gave him a hard tackle, but the last thing that I realized was we're playing tackle football, Paul.
Well, I don't think there was any penalty there. I think Tyler had a hold of him, drove him backwards, threw him down, and the back took exception to it. I didn't hear a whistle, and if you let him go, he can still run. Looks like they're going to back up the Miners.
You got to be kidding me.
We're going to talk it over on the field here. There may be offsetting penalties. Let's see.
Okay, dead ball foul. Personal foul against Nevada.
Personal foul against Nevada Union.
Well, this crew seems to be in a haze.
Well, it'd be from the point of the foul, and they're going to call the point of the foul somewhere around the 48-yard line.
And now they're see, the stupidest play in football. They take it 15 yards one way and then bring it back 15 yards another. So it'll be a first down, 1st and 10 from the 49.5-yard line of Roseville. And the clock commences to run with 3:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff, Lambert. But man, the Miners stack Lambert up again at pretty close to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard, and now Lambert gets up frustrated, screaming at Nevada Union's defensive line. And the good thing about this, Paul, is not only is it a minimal gain, but it keeps the clock running.
Roseville's got to start being frustrated. The Tigers don't like being behind this game.
Back to pass this time. Now it's a deep pass. Houlihan is there again. It's way overthrown. It's incomplete. And that ball was intended for Brent Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. But Houlihan was on him, and the ball was deeply overthrown.
That was just a fly pattern. Cassidy was just going to run as far as he could. And Kuna was going to just simply throw it out there and let him make a play on it, but he just threw it way over his head. No chance.
3rd and 9. Cameron Townsend comes out. A steady game for Cam tonight. Back to pass, and now it's going to be a screen, and it's incomplete. And the Miners sandwich him. A great play there, smelled out perfectly by Jake Fanon.
And we're back to that 4th down play, Jim. They answered the question the last time. If they're going to go from the 45, they're certainly going to go from the 50.
4th and 9. If the Miners could stand tall here and stop Roseville, they could definitely go about burning some time off the clock with their running game. But that's a play from now. 4th and 9. Cunha with no backs in the backfield. 3 near side, 2 far side, 5 receivers in formation. Throws, complete, 1st down yardage.
Wow. Great throw and great catch. That's Kevin Munson down the middle of the field, and Luna just found that seam, delivered the ball perfectly, and it'll be a 1st down for the Tigers.
Takes it to the 30 with 2:22 to go. Clock starts to run. Lambert up the middle. A decent gain. Will take the clock inside 2 minutes.
That's a great tackle. That was number 14, Espinoza in there.
Miguel having a steady season for Nevada Union. And it's a rare occasion that Lambert comes out on the play. Cunha going almost steadily to the pass game. Miners have not had much of a rush tonight. No sacks. Back to pass. Throws. Man open. Touchdown, Roseville.
Out there defending, Tyler Houlihan just couldn't make up the ground fast enough. That's Linderson, and he is out there pretty much by himself, Jim.
Well, and you know, when you've got 6 or 7 guys in the route there, it's pretty difficult to defend everybody. Miners' lead cut to 17. And so you'd have to think that perhaps Roseville would go with the 2-pointer. Back to pass, over the middle, exact same play for the 2-point conversion.
And you haven't figured out how to solve that problem yet. He's sneaking out of the backfield and finding himself all by himself in the back of the end zone.
So the Miners lead by 15 with 1:21 to go in this third quarter. And Paul, something tells me that we're going to have a wild fourth quarter.
Well, okay, AU's got to come out right now, and they've got to score the football. If they're going to play back and forth football when it's their turn to score, they've got to match and come back out, match what their opponent is doing. And we've seen it the last 2 series, Jim. They got to continue to do what they're doing.
They'd also be well served if they took some time off the clock. But I have to say this, they may not have taken a lot of time off the clock on some of these drives in the second half, but it's only because the touchdowns have punctuated the drives.
And they've come relatively quickly, as there have been long touchdown runs by Dickinson or Humphreys.
Well, and even Josiah Pays was a long run.
Well, it certainly makes for an interesting football game, and that's what we have here. Defensively, both teams held in the first half, and now it seems like whoever has the ball is going to score.
Nina Bruno.
So what will, I wonder if Dave Humphreys has the hands unit out right now. And a little pooch kick taken, needs to cut back this way, does, gets through a few people and gets beyond the 30-yard line. And I think that was Hank Humphreys.
I think it was too. I think Hank, it was Hank. Getting a nice return to the 30.
Ball's going to be spotted on the 32-yard line.
So let's see if Dave Humphreys decides to stay on the ground and, like you say, burn a little clock. It's awfully early to be playing the stall game.
Well, it is, but if you have a running game that has worked reasonably well, as it has tonight, maybe you do take a little time off the clock. And there's a handoff on first down. Not much yardage on the play. I think that it may have been Dickinson again. And it was. Nate Dickinson with the carry. 1-yard gain, inside 1 minute to play in the third. Miners have done well with misdirection plays tonight and deception plays. Back to pass is Coda, and a lot of pressure, and down he goes, and a flag comes in at the end of the play.
The outside line judge has done a lot of the flagging tonight. I think he's going to call a hold.
And I believe that Roseville will decline the penalty.
20 seconds left to go, third quarter.
Let's see what the call is. They're still discussing it.
And they're going to take the flag down.
Disregard the flag.
And the clock starts with 40 seconds to go. Josiah Pay comes out on this 3rd and long. Miners in need of a first down. Can't go 3 and out. Coda under pressure. Throws. Complete. First down, Miners!
And that's what we haven't seen all night. And that is Fuller. Fuller has been a weapon in weeks past, especially over the middle like that. And once he gets the ball, he covers up, and he's like a bull. He gets a few extra yards and punishes the defenders. Good job, Connor Fuller.
Here's what I like about that, Paul, is he was still several yards short of the first down, but he got that ball and was not to be denied. He bowled his way for the first down, and that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Fuller, with his reception, extinguishes it, and we are done with 3. So strap on your seat belts. The 4th is just around the corner. You take a look at our Beam Center scoreboard, and you see that Nevada Union leads 37-22. And you know, Paul, normally going into the 4th, you'd think, hey, we're in pretty good shape with 37-22.
I don't feel comfortable at all.
I don't either. I don't either. And especially, you know, this officiating crew is a little bit of a wild card tonight.
Usually I don't like to talk about officiating crews, Jim, but my goodness, we've seen an awful lot of flags in the play, and the boys are starting to get a little frustrated on both sides of the ball. I just think you just let them play as much as possible. I like the fact they picked that last flag up and put it back in their pocket, and the referee talked to his crew member and said, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" And he decided to pick the flag up. So perhaps they're going to try and take care of themselves within the crew and let this game just continue.
Well, and I'll tell you what we need at this late hour. We need the Miners to have a good, healthy drive and take some good time off the clock. You would have to think that on this first play, Coda will take it onto the ground. Dickinson in the backfield. Now Ian Davis in motion, and this is Davis. Nice gain. Up the middle. Needs to beat one man. Does beat that man, but tripped up and gets down to the 32-yard line of the Tigers.
If it's not one, it's the other. Ian Davis now showing his agility in the open field. These defensive backs are just having a heck of a time tackling our running backs. That's all there is to it.
45, Mitch Wallace. First down, Miners.
Miners shouldn't be too hasty to come up over the ball. Now it's Dickinson. Big hole for Dickinson. Finding it again. Breaks to the outside. He's in for a touchdown. Nate Dickinson, what a night.
Now, you know something, Jimmy? You got to give Connor Fuller that touchdown. Connor Fuller was out there, and Dickinson just followed his big goal right to the end zone. Fuller made one block, then he made another block, and Dickinson just played off of Fuller. And I'll tell you what, I know what it is to be a tight end, a blocking tight end. You got to give that one to Connor Fuller. Dickinson did a good job of doing the running, but Fuller made it happen.
Somebody's going to win player of the game by an eyelash tonight.
An eyelash. I may just give it to you because you showed up this week.
No, I don't deserve it. They have played well, and the Miners now lead 43-22 and 44-22. They've now doubled the score of this Tiger team that came in really thinking that this was their game to win, and a lot of people really thought that it was. The Tigers coming in with a top-rated offense and a top-rated defense, an offense that has scored bushels of points all season, but 3 quarters and 26 seconds into this contest, they've only scored 22. And Lambert, who has run wild all season, has I think the Miners have contained him about as well as you can contain him.
Well, in this second half, Jim, the most surprising thing would be a 3 and out, because whoever has the football right now is going down the field and scoring.
Well, and we talk about the Miners need to burn the clock, but here's the problem. is their running game has been so good.
What do you want them to do? Fall down on one foot
I know,
line?
that's the thing. No, the answer to the question is no.
No.
But between Gabe Humphers and Nate Dickinson, those two guys have been Tiger wreckers tonight.
They have.
Here is Sill to kick off. Another booming kick. And this one he'll come out with. Miners with good coverage, gets a little bit beyond the 20, but not too much.
Austin Marks out there to make the tackle. He is down there. The big fella's down there on the special teams. So 11:26 in the fourth quarter. The Tigers will take over again. Potent offense, accurate passing. We've had ourselves a scoring fest here in this second half, Jim.
But still 11:26 to go. No back offense. We're going to see nothing but passes. And there's one that was almost intercepted off of the hands of number 7 for the Tigers, Trevor Mailing, and almost picked off by Hank Humphers.
And you know, Kuna's getting all the time in the world. We've talked about this before. He's getting virtually no pressure. And for Kuna, as good a passer as he is, to miss that pass wide open, that's one of the reasons why they're trending this game right now.
Miners sticking with a 3-man rush, and the blitz has seemed to be very infrequent. Now here's a handoff up the middle. Nice gain, short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and about 2.
Who's down at the bottom of the pile? It's number 65.
Nick Mafucci.
It's Mafucci all day. Mafucci did a good job of the ground. He was the gopher on the ground that got the shoelace that kept him from making a big play. Nice job, Mafucci.
11 minutes to go. In fact, inside 11. There's a handoff up the middle. I think that he made it. And again, another late hit by number 65, and that Tim Mulligan. And there's, let's see what we got here. There may be a penalty flag on the play.
Imagine that.
And it's 4th down.
4th down and a foot. Maybe as much as a yard, Jim.
And this is going to take us down to close to 10 minutes. So it's 4th down, 2 backs in the pattern, handoff, and the 1st down.
And the 1st down.
10 minutes exactly to play.
Picking up the 1st down for Roseville.
Christian DuPont checks out. Back to pass. Throws long. Needs to turn around. Incomplete. Great play. I believe it was by Gabe Humphers. And Gabe is slow on getting up. And that was Gabe Humphers.
Gabe hung up with the right hand, knocking that ball down. Good athletic play by Gabe. Right at the point of contact where the ball was being received.
That deep toss has been an extremely effective weapon this year for the Tigers, but the Miners, Paul, have done a relatively good job negating it tonight. So 2nd and 10. The one thing they haven't done is gotten to Cunha tonight. 5-man rush. Now breaks out of the pocket and is going to run. And is taken down short of the 1st down, so the clock will continue to run inside 9.5 minutes.
Boy, Cunha is one big boy. You can see him there as he goes off on the sideline. Cunha on the program is 6'3", 235 pounds. He is the classic quarterback being groomed in high school in Division I right now to go into college. Just what they're looking for. You don't see a lot of mobility out of Cunha. He's a drop-back quarterback, though. He's a pocket passer. He
Yeah.
likes to step back or work out of the shotgun, look down the field. And also, I don't see him looking over the field. I see him really deciding who he's going to go to early and not checking off like sometimes you see Coda do.
And batted away. Oh, and hit in the face. Where's the flag? You've got to be kidding me. A great play by Tanner Vallejo, and then a sharp left to the face, and no call right in front of an official. Paul, that is incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty much insane. But I'll tell you what's even more insane is an excellent play, a heads-up play by Vallejo, getting his big paw up there to swat that ball down.
You have got to be kidding me, Paul. That is lame.
Jim, I don't have the paddles up here to give you CPR. You better calm down here. It is what it is.
Fourth down. The best thing the Miners could do would be to stop it right here. Here comes the rush. There goes the pass, and it's incomplete. No flags. We'll turn over to the Miners, and the Tigers can crawl off the field.
And Kuna, that was a pass in frustration, and you can see him as he quickly unstraps his helmet, goes to the coach. The coach, very animated, you can see him talking with his hands on the sideline. He's upset with Kuna. He knows that Kuna just threw the ball away, basically. Who was he throwing at? So as we see 8 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock, the game is starting to slip away.
Yeah,
from
especially if the Miners are going to do one of two things here. Either if they could burn the clock or get another score.
Right.
And the Tigers have, that is not the first blow to the head that we've seen them deliver. So here's a first down, and now the officials stop play, and I think they want to have another conference. Let's see, or maybe it'll be a penalty against Nevada Union.
So there's going to be another caucus on the field here. Coach Humphreys is talking to the line judge. Let's see what they have to say about...
A lot of confusion here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of confusion.
Let's see if he starts the clock. No. That would have been another... and the Miners come out of the huddle and almost bury him. In motion, and this is going to be Josiah Pay. Josiah does a good job of getting a nice gain. Of course, a few Tigers in late to make hits. Which they should, which, Paul, if they're not going to be penalized on it, they should do. And Paul is patting my forehead. You don't need to, Paul. And there's a handoff up the middle. A nice gain. This is Dickinson again. Dickinson gets the first down. 8:12 to go. Miners need to step back into the huddle and take some time.
They need to take advantage of the full clock before they snap the ball. It's 8 minutes and 7 seconds left. A good offense is a better defense. That means keep Kuna off the field and just run this ball down the field. But I'll tell you what, Jim, one more score is a backbreaker.
Hank Humphreys in. Here is the handoff on the right side. This is Gabe again, and Gabe goes out of bounds. But a nice gain on the play.
He'll get darn near a first down there. It'll be within a yard or two. It'll be second down, and it looks like maybe one. So.
And you know what, Paul? It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Roseville here, because obviously they're a fairly frustrated team at this point. We don't have a few minutes left. We've got 7:46 to go. 2nd and 2.
Well, they're down by 22 points, Jim. If we score one more time, 7 more points on the scoreboard, they're done.
Up the middle, Gabe Humphreys gets a first down at the 20.
First down, Miners.
And they need to go back in the huddle and just burn a little bit of this clock off.
Well, they're insisting behind that clock, aren't they?
Dakota comes over to confer with Dave Humphers. And we're inside 7.5. Dickinson in the backfield. Oh, and there's that misdirection again, this time to Hank Humphers, but not much of a gain. It'll go to second down. However, the Miners in a few seconds will be inside 7 minutes.
I see Sills on the sideline practicing his kicking. They may very well try for a field goal, Jim, if this goes to a 4th down. That would put them in a situation.
Well, let me say this.
It'd be a 4-score game.
If they go to that, and if Sill makes it, I say that seals one of the 3 stars of the game.
I agree.
Handoff, Dickinson. Dickinson, a good job. Breaks several tackles. Gets down close, but not quite on first down yardage, but we're inside 6.5 minutes.
And Dickinson is my choice for player of the game. He's going to be my choice. And I'll tell you why. Because he's a new name. It's a name that we haven't called all season. It is a new star rising in the backfield where NU really needs one. And I like to see players come onto their own late in the season like this. I'm going to say my choice is going to be Nate Dickinson. However, you always have the overrated coach, Jim.
He certainly has made a great contribution tonight. Dickinson remains in the backfield, and now a flag goes up. I guess maybe the Miners have taken too much time. And so unfortunately, that takes them from a 3rd and 3 to a 3rd and 8. 5:51 to go. And here comes the Miners. Back to pass. Throws incomplete. Beautiful play. Fuller was the intended receiver, but batted away at the last second by the Tigers.
Batted away, that was number 9, and that was Butler, Brendan Butler back there, the defensive back. Did a nice job of timing that back, because we thought the bull, Hunter Fuller, was going to get himself another score.
And so into the game on 4th down comes Brayton Sill.
Hello, Sill. Let's see if he can pump one through. Now, I was watching Sill early in practice before the game started, and he was right about this distance, no problem, distance-wise. He was pumping them through left and right, so let's see if that continues here.
So let's see what he can do. This will be a 35-yard attempt. Right in the middle of the field. Spotted. Kicked. Long enough. Good! With 5:40 to play, Sill seals the deal. And the clock is running. And I say let's keep it running, Paul. What do you think? The clock ran about.
This game has been a bit wacky. Jim, I'll tell you what. The timing by the Tigers early in the game was way off. Kind of an unusual game the way it's been played. But I gotta say that the Miners have been the strongest team on the field, both offensively and defensively. And it looks to me like they're going to get their first SFL win of the season.
Since they've been in the SFL.
So isn't it appropriate that tonight Gil Dominguez would not be here, the naysayer of the SFL, the one who Paul has been reminding us for weeks that the Miners have not won a game, and you get Gil out of the county, and what happens? The Miners win. Maybe he needs to stay away the last 2 weeks of the regular season. Will you have that conversation with him?
I'll call him right up there, Jim. I'll message him right now. Sill's back to kick off.
So high and deep, and Sill will put it in the end zone again. You know, Paul, I guess we can't say it enough, but Sill has had a heck of a game tonight.
He has.
He's been a great offensive weapon, or, well, both offensive and defensive. He's made every extra point that he's had.
He did have that one 9-iron shank.
He did, but you know what happened? It went through the uprights. It doesn't have to be a thing of beauty. It just has to be a thing of accuracy.
Every kickoff but one's been a touchback.
And every kickoff, Shawn Kaschafsky reminds us that every kickoff except one has been a touchback. That's great statistics when you've scored 47 points. Handoff up the middle, big gain. And
on the carry for Roseville, number 25,
so Lambert on that carry, it'll be a first down, 5:21, and the Tigers immediately, and Hank Humphreys comes limping out. 3 Miners out, 1 comes back in, so it'll be a first and 10, and the official for some reason isn't starting the clock, finally does. Back to pass, throws. That's a completion. And he runs out of bounds. The completion is to
Butler.
Number 9, Butler.
Brandon Butler.
And that'll be a second down and 3. 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go. And now they're signaling to start the clock. The guy on the sidelines here is saying start the clock. So the side judge said, let's get it going. So first down, back to pass, gonna go deep, throws, almost intercepted, but it is a completion. One of the few that Gabe Humphreys misses.
Kuna is not giving up. He is a Tiger, and he is stepping back and throwing the football. He says, I may be down by 4 scores. I am going to continue to do what I do.
Brandon Butler with the reception. Inside 5 minutes. And he's destroyed for a 4-yard loss. That must have been Tanner Vallejo. And it is.
If it's getting destroyed in the backfield, if it's getting blown up, expect Vallejo to be somewhere around there with his C4.
How is it that we knew he was the one with the tackle?
Before we even saw the number.
So that'll be a 2nd and 14, and of course bringing up a passing play now for the Tigers. And that's another nice play, batted away very effectively for Nevada Union by Nick Mafucci. And Nick having a good game tonight.
I like calling new names out there. We're seeing some new players come up, and this time of the season, you need a whole team to show up if you're going to go to the playoff. Mafucci, I don't think I've called his name all season. I like saying the name, Mafucci.
4:09 to go. Sean, how are we on tape time?
2:52.
And how much did you have planned for?
3:15.
Okay. And the Miners are going to take a timeout. This game has gone on so long. We have a network allocation of how much time we can record, and we've set it at 3:15, and we're at 2:52 right now. So I can tell everybody along the network tonight that we are going to have a very short post-game show. Sean, be ready to maybe go with the credits.
Well, we gotta try and get the mentions in. The credits might be short, but we gotta try and get the mentions in.
Well, it's been a very entertaining football game tonight for the crowd, and we certainly have enjoyed watching the Miners pulling themselves up by the bootstraps tonight, and starting early, like a good fight, they decided to knock their opponent down early, getting 9 points in the first quarter and 14 points in the second quarter, and the scoring had to stop, Jim. We've seen it on both sides all night. Now up 47-22, the most decisive victory of the season, and I'm already going to call it a victory. This is all but done.
3rd down and 14. Deep drop, throw, and that's also incomplete behind his receiver. Tonight, prior to the game, Race Lucas and John Keith really made some statements to the team, some very, very strong ones in some very terse terms. And they kind of set the tone, and then just before game time, Dave Humphers got before his team, and he talked about how important this was to the community, and how proud the community is, and how this was a game that must be won. And it was probably the most intense message of a pregame meal I've seen all season, and it has bled over into this game. 4th down, back to pass, almost gets it away, incomplete. Man doesn't even, and the great part about it is the Miners will take over now with 3:56 to play.
Miners ball.
And Nevada Union, let's say it here, they've played a masterful game against a team on paper that was superior to them. And they have turned the tables and more than doubled their adversary's score tonight, Paul.
Jim, I talked about it earlier. This is a good football team. They lost in the last seconds to the 2 league leaders. They could have won either one or both of those games. And tonight, they're saying, hey, look at us. We can score a lot of points, and we can hold a very, very good team down. And that's what they've done.
Handoff, not much of a gain there. And the Roseville player has to deliver a couple more blows to Dickinson. But that'll bring up a 2nd down. We're inside 4 minutes. In fact, we are at 3:40.
2 first downs, and the Miners can go into the end zone and celebrate.
We will mention our 3 stars of the game within the last minute of tonight's contest. Gabe Humphers comes out. He's obviously had a great night. Miners wisely draining the clock. Dickinson the only back again, but this one comes on over here to Ian Davis. Davis with a nice run down the sidelines, needs to give a straight arm, and is finally taken out of bounds at about the 4-yard line, and they're about to eclipse the half-century mark tonight.
Ian Dickinson. Ian Davis.
And another excellent run by another name, and we have seen
the Miners
Davis have a good game tonight as well.
The Miners have shredded the secondary tonight.
They shredded it. And the secondary can't figure out how to tackle him. So you get some good blocking from your wide receivers and from your tight end. And you get some very agile backs like we have. You get Nate Dickinson out there who is motivated, having a great game and seeing the field well. And that means you're going to score a lot of touchdowns.
And this is to Hank Humphers. Ernie Flores, as he watches our game tonight, the offensive back coach for Nevada Union, he's got to feel a great sense of accomplishment tonight. As the game moves towards its final 2.5 minutes, Miners in no hurry. Coda comes over and confers with Coach Humphers. And this play, the officials are taking a timeout. So what is this about?
It's going to be
an injured player for. And if I were Coda, I would go up to the officials and say, okay, once you start the clock again, how much time do we have? Because if they said, oh, you got another 30 seconds, burn it. And now a Tiger is ushered off the field by the referee.
It may have been an equipment timeout there. He was playing with his helmet. He takes it off. He was having trouble with it, maybe a broken.
Start the clock. They need to start the clock. Start the clock.
Oh my God! KNCO radio too. Or no, touchdown.
So 2:18 to go. And there's Humphers into the end zone for a touchdown. So Hank Humphers with a score, and the Miners eclipse this half-century point.
Half-century point. You spell that.
I think, you know what I think? I think Rick Schwartz was asleep here.
Next to us, Rick Schwartz, who takes care of the clock.
They've got to put an electronic prod on his seat. So Sill in for another extra point. The Miners have notched their 53rd point with 2:12 to play. Spotted, kicked, good. The year I was born, 1954, the Miners have 54 tonight, lead 54-22.
And there is an ambulance out there with a straitjacket. If you could bring it up here.
What, for Rick?
For
Rick
you!
doesn't need a straitjacket.
Oh, the Miners having a good night tonight, and so are we up here in the booth. 54-22, 2 minutes left in this football game, and the Miners are going to celebrate tonight because they're going to get their first league win.
Paul, I came back all rested up from vacation and ready to roll tonight.
Chased them all over the place, saw them, up in that timber, got like 1,000, 1,002.
Sills will come out to do the kicking.
They were in there, they were
as we will wind the last part of this game down. Now a foregone conclusion, 54-22, as I mentioned earlier.
2:12 to go.
Yeah, they weren't moving. They were in there, they were on a deer. Put your hands together. Gave it a whirl anyway.
And so somebody should text Gil Dominguez and let him know that the Miners are on the verge of their first SFL victory. Normally you say, wish you were here. In Gil's case, we'd probably say, glad you're not. And that ball is taken just outside the goal line. Coming out with it. Miners surround him. Down he goes at about the 25. Still a little bit of hitting after the play. But with 2:02 to go, Miners lead 54-22. And so let me ask you this, Paul. Does Roseville pack it in at this point, or do they go for more?
I think we'll see the same that we have been seeing. They're playing for pride now, Jim, and they're going to spread the field and throw the football. No, they're going to run the ball and keep it on the ground.
And he gets close to a first down.
On the carry for Roseville, coming close to the first down, number 25, Casey Lambert.
154, no huddle offense.
On the stop for the Miners, number 65, Nick Mafucci.
Clock is running. Mafucci again on the tackle. And there's a ball that's incomplete. 1:44 to go. Miners in a blowout tonight, a game in which they really have focused for 48 minutes. And we just got an update, Colfax and Placer. Colfax leading Placer 42-28. Looks like they are on their way to victory. So 2nd and 10. Up the middle. Nice gain again. First down yardage, so that will stop the clock with a little bit over a minute and a half to play. We'd like to remind our stations along the network we will be going to a break immediately after tonight's game.
First down, Tigers.
And now the Miners take time out. With 1:25 to go.
Timeout, Roseville.
Actually, it was called by the Tigers. The Tigers are going to take a timeout. Coach is going to come out in the field.
Well, he initially signaled it as Nevada Union.
And then it was announced by the PA announcer that it was by the Tigers. So who knows? It's 1:25 seconds left. Certainly no time for a timeout by either team, I wouldn't think.
In a game that is kind of entering the twilight zone, all I can say is this, Paul. I am really glad that I have stayed cool and calm all night. I'm glad to be back.
I am so
Paul,
glad to have you too, back.
I missed you, and now I know why. Back to pass. Throws a little screen. Miners need to try to keep him in bounds, and they do. And I believe That may be short of a first down. Nope, it's a first down. So the clock is stopped with 1:13 to go.
10:13 left to go.
They will move the chains. So, Jim, I'm going to let you announce who the player of the game is.
Up the middle. Miners tackle him short, so that will keep the clock running, and instead Roseville calls a timeout with 1:02 to go. We're close enough to 1 minute. Let's name our 3 stars of the game. Our number 3 star, with absolutely an impeccable night, both offensively and defensively. Offensively, with the field goal and the extra points, defensively with the kickoffs into the end zone, all but one. You know, Paul, we got to give number 3 star to Brayton City.
I agree. And you know something, we give it to him also because of his consistency all season long. Each time we stood up and saluted him, he is a weapon that we don't say his name often enough. So Sills got it on 3rd.
And we got to tell you that between number 1 and number 2 was a really tough decision tonight.
Very fine line.
So we're going to tell you that number 2 went to Gabe Humphers. Gabe had an impeccable night, both offensively and defensively. Touchdowns, great focus, good strength, good gains on his plays. The number 1 has to go to Nate Dickinson. Nate steps in and has a sensational night tonight. So he will be our number 1 star. And now a deep one in the end zone. Oh my gosh. You got it.
And the line judge throws a flag.
He threw it about 30 yards. He's got a good right arm. So there's our
Bill Slade and Sons trunking player of the game.
And let's spell that right. It's Dickinson.
That's Dickinson, Nate Dickinson. And he, like all the players that win these awards, will relish it for years in the future.
You know what? Nate did a heck of a job tonight.
He really did.
You know, he got in there and dirtied his nose up and made sure that the Miners won this game. So back to pass. Throws to the end zone, and he's knocked out of bounds short of a touchdown. 43 seconds to go. So I guess what will happen here is that they'll try to score the touchdown. So then they score the touchdown and they line up for the onside kick. And then if they recover, we've probably got about 10 more plays. Shawn, how much do we... Oh, he didn't make it into the end zone, I don't think, or did he? Yes, he did. So touchdown, Roseville.
307 on the DVD.
So they score here. Shawn, let me go down to the truck with you. What do we do if we run out of time?
We can go right now.
We can keep going because I have a VHS.
Okay. So 35 seconds to go. And of course they're going to try for the 2-point conversion. Let's see if they go for the same play 3 times in a row. Nope, a little different there, and they get the 2-point conversion. That'll make it 54 to 30. And I look down on the field, and Gabe Humphers sitting on the bench. Tyler Houlihan right next to him. A good night for both of those players. Houlihan, on a normal night, may have been one of the 3 stars, but we had some really outstanding performances tonight.
Houlihan got the player of the game a couple of weeks ago when he played at quarterback. And like we talked about, I think Nate finding himself tonight, coming out of obscurity and having a fantastic game at running back. He certainly deserves it. We don't keep statistics up here, so we don't know how many yards exactly he ran for, but it certainly had to be way over 100 yards. And my hat's off to Nate tonight. I thought he did a wonderful job. got off the ball. Good job downfield. Got some good blocking from his tight end. You have to mention that, but he will hoist the award come this weekend. 35 seconds left in the field. We'll have a kickoff. I don't know why they would have an onside kick.
Well, and this is the hands team coming out right now.
But they're going to play this thing to the bitter end.
And if you take a look, the two guys that are deep are Jason Mickle and Charlie Margarita. And you can see that Roseville is lined up strangely, and there comes the ball. It hits off of a minor, but a very good job of, it looks like, recovering for Nevada Union. And the best part about that is one kneel down, and we should be done. Kyle McGuire with the recovery.
Nice job, Kyle, getting in there, covering the ball up. Don't try to do anything fancy. Just get down on the ball, get it covered up. Get it going in the direction the blue wants to go.
Okay, as soon as this game ends, we're going to just go right to the commercial.
I know.
32 seconds to go.
I believe we'll have a kneel down here.
And let's see what Roseville does on their side of the ball. And nothing. And so that should be it. The Tigers are out of timeouts. Alex Sarner, number 54, there you see him leading the offensive line off of the field. A good night for Nevada Union, both offensively and defensively. 54-30 will be the tale of the tape for this game. We'll be back with the post game in a moment. You're watching Nevada Union Minor football on the Touchdown Production Sports Network.
Make sure you join us right here.
Mike Bratton is the neighbor you can count on for your most important insurance decisions, 24 hours a day.
The first step begins with a phone call. Hi, I'm Mike Bratton, your good neighbor State Farm agent, and I look forward to hearing from you. Since 1984, my team and I have been educating clients and developing long-term relationships through personalized and professional guidance on their insurance programs. We will put you in the driver's seat and strive to enhance each encounter you have with us.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Gold and silver are more important as a part of your investment portfolio more now than ever before. There's inflationary pressures. China alone could push the gold price more than double from $1,000 to $2,000 an ounce. Hi, my name is Jason Hommel, and welcome to the JH Mint. Here at the JH Mint, we have all sorts of gold and silver. We have about 200 ounces of gold. We have about 20,000 ounces of silver or more in stock. We also assay or scrap gold jewelry and placer gold, and we will be here for all of your gold and silver investing needs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Welcome to Grass Valley Glass, family owned and operated by the Stallman family since 1989. Grass Valley Glass is your local expert in the repair of single and dual pane windows. And don't forget about your auto, truck, or motorhome. Grass Valley Glass also offers same-day repair or replacement on all your auto glass needs, and we work with all insurance companies. Remember, if it's glass, it's Grass Valley Glass.
The Painter family's been feeding Nevada County football players and their families since 1959. October marks 52 years of service to our community. At SPD, you'll always find USDA choice beef and a full-service meat department, complete deli section, locally grown produce, and a post office. Everything you need that makes SPD so special. SPD Markets, hometown proud, where your neighbors shop.
Grass Valley Eye Care has been serving our...
Hey, nice job, guys, man. You nailed it again. We're back, guys.
So here we are back again with some final thoughts from Hooper Stadium. Nevada Union has prevailed tonight big time, 54-30. They will go on and they'll play 2 road games to decide their fate, whether they're going to make it to the playoffs or not. Mark Hauser here with us. Mark, what do you think are their chances?
I think they got a good chance. You know, they've got some really good momentum built from this, and I think the team's hungry. So, you know, I think the foresight's good, and we're looking forward to some football and hopefully some playoffs.
So if they're going to win it, they're going to have to win it on the road. And the playoffs, too. So Miners big time tonight, 54-30. Big win tonight. 24 points over a Roseville team that had obliterated their competition before tonight. Do we want to go to credits, Shawn?
As we see them gathering in the end zone.
Got to be a fulfilling victory for them tonight, Paul.
You know, you've got another smiles in there. They're ear to ear. They are giving each other high fives. The coaches there, you can see them in the middle of their boys.
You know,